Hey, I'm Ray Parker. I played Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace and Solo, A Star Wars Story, and G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, and you're listening to Disney Universe Podcast.
We would be honored if you would join us.
To infinity and beyond!
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. That was all started by a mouse.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 159 of the Disney Universe Podcast. This is our D23 debriefing episode where only the strong survive. I am one of your hosts, Joey, and joining me are my two awesome co-hosts, Alex. I'll start with you. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? More energized than I should be because I'm excited to talk about D23.
You were so excited. You offered to be my lift ride home, which I appreciate you for that. So thank you very much. But yeah, we had a nice little talk on the way home about D23. So I got my voice back, but that's okay. You know, I thought I'd be a little rusty, but you know, it comes. But also the Son of Darkness at, I always forget, Disneyland Kid, the photo. That's your Disney photography page.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Ryan, how you doing?
I'm good, you know, just fighting with the Disney store cart and taking things out and putting things in. Wishing I just went to D23, you know, normal stuff.
Yeah, you would have had that Iron Man.
Do it.
I probably will by the end of the show.
You would have had the Iron Man hot toy, which was amazing. We'll get to some of the market stuff plays.
Stop telling me that.
Of course, joining me is my lovely girlfriend, Courtney, which found out thanks to Facebook exactly 2 years ago today. Courtney and Kelly joined us for our build up to D23 with Sean and Brianna of Walt's Apartment. And so 2 years ago, I was crushing on a girl, invited her onto the podcast. 2 years later,
you got her.
Yeah. Shoot your shot, kids. So, Courtney, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. I'm trying to recover from this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole other week.
Yeah, I blew my voice out, yelling and hooping and hollering and
great showman
throughout the whole week.
I'm pretty sure you guys lost your voice, you and Kelly, during the Greatest Showman.
Absolutely.
Which was the first night. We'll talk about
movie. Love that movie.
We'll talk about that very shortly. I mean, there's some new stuff that popped up. We're not going to really get to because we got a lot to talk about with D23. Maybe we'll do a bonus episode, and we are going to be very close to doing bonus episodes for our patrons, but that's coming up. But before we do that, speaking of our patrons, let's do some housekeeping. Alex, who are those patrons? We don't call them patrons. What do we call them?
Well, today and this week, they are our DU legends. We honor every 2 years, or every episode in our case, we like to honor these legendary people in the Disney universe who keep this podcast going. They're our driving force. They inspire us, and they spark the magic for the Disney Universe podcast. Absolutely. And that's why we want to shout out the homies, Alfredo, mi amigo, Superfan Jen, Florida Jen. We love our Jens around here, but especially those two, Wedge Antilles, Big Papa Disney Sean, Alfredo, John, the baseball fan, homie, and
beer drinker,
Big Papa Sasquatch. We couldn't do it without you guys. We thank you for being Disney Universe legends. And if you too want to be a Disney Universe legend, join us over at patreon.com/DU crew to find out all the legendary details.
Absolutely. And can I give one special shout out to one of those legends? I would love to shout out our super fan Jen, who myself and Courtney got to hang out with a little bit at Disneyland. Her and her friends literally got off a Catalina cruise, I believe, went straight to Disneyland, and while we were there for Disney I said it in the video, I said it again, almost a D23 day at Disneyland, which was on my birthday. And so we got to hang out for a little bit, and then due to certain circumstances, her and her friends were able to join us for a special seating dinner. What is it?
Well, we
Dinner
did
scene?
the dining package experience for Fantasmic. So, due to circumstances, the people we came with and all had dinner with weren't able to stay for the viewing of the 10:30 at night showing of Fantasmic. So we had 3 extra tickets. So we gave them to Jen.
Yeah, and her friends, which were cool. And a special shout out who was there, our good friend Dave Scale, one of the Skywalkers. He works with Richard a lot, so he's always there. So he wanted to see Fantasmic a lot too. So it was a fun little crowd. So it was nice seeing you, Jen. Always a great time. I was able to give her one of the coasters made by Corey, Jungle Cruiser, that was there. So
quick thoughts on new Fantasmic?
I'm ready for the fully done Fantasmic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a few years,
Dragon's
right?
coming next year, so
Next year?
hopefully
Cool.
it'll be better.
But no more Murphy. No more Murphy.
No more Murphy.
Something else.
Like not even a waterscape of the dragon.
It was just
Maleficent.
the Maleficent with projection of thorns vines going up her.
So they're basically going to re-IP it.
I think so.
I hope so. I want it to be more like Walt Disney World's Fantasmic now because they have the better one right now.
But
arena.
The return of the Peter Pan scene is worth the price of
Yes,
admission. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean scene, but it just didn't flow musically as much as I love the Pirates of the Caribbean music. Hans Zimmer's score is iconic and classic, but it just didn't mesh well with the Fantasmic music. So having Peter Pan back, having the Lost Boys on the ship, the crocodile projection is a little weak, so hopefully they can redo that. But all in all, it was nice to have back, though.
It's good to have Fantasmic, right?
Yeah.
And now if you're in the like dining package area, you get to sit and watch it. So it's not everybody stand. So you get to sit down.
You gotta sit on the floor?
Yeah.
You gotta
Do you get one of those little cushions?
Well, we ate at Rancho and it was only $35 and you get to use your magic key discount. So it was only $32 to sit.
Yeah,
on the floor,
there's different options, and the food the food package for Rancho was delicious. So that was one of the, if you don't want to spend too much money, like you don't want to spend the Blue Bayou price, you could cut that in half and go to Rancho and get something just as good. Even for probably
I would pay $200 for a bench, Joe. You saw me sitting there on the curb, man. I can't do it. Can't do it no more.
If you don't
what the heck? It was the worst angle for the parade. Like the pictures look better than my view was. Wow.
Okay. So if you have reserved, this is a bad Disney hack, but don't listen to me, bud. Sometimes you got to do it. So if you get one of those packages and you don't want to sit on the floor, if you go to the far right near like where they kind of store the boat, there's a bunch of benches they set up, and you can just say, I hurt my leg today, and they'll let you sit there in a bench.
I got to shout out my friend Christina. We did I don't even remember. It must have been World of Color, something reserved viewing. And I remember going in, it must have been World of Color because we probably had a couple. And we go into the space and there's nothing. And I was like, we were told there'd be benches. Or maybe she said it. I don't know. But we love saying that to each other when we're at the park. So shout out Christina. We got a bench. It was all good.
Awesome. And if you're new to the show, you met us hanging around Honda Center or Noble Ale Works or at the convention center, but I was too out of it to hand you guys a sticker or anything. Ryan, where can they find us and interact with us?
Well, if you guys would like to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Disney Universe Podcast. If you'd like to, if you're listening and you'd like to watch us, you can go over to YouTube to DUTV and find all of our old shows, or like our Ahsoka shows. And Joey's going to say something.
The DUTV.
The DUTV, I apologize. And if you're watching us right now and you'd like to listen to us, you can head over to wherever you find a podcast and search up the Walt's Apartment Podcast, and we're in there.
If you're watching us and you don't want to see us anymore, come over to the podcast.
Absolutely. And while we're talking about Fantasmic, I will be posting a video of Fantasmic from our showing on our YouTube at the DUTV coming up soon. So be on the lookout for that. But let's get right into it. Alex, you were a guest with us on Extra Magic Hour, our live D23 hype show, because you did some of the pre-23 events and looking real forward to it. And from what you told me, it sounded pretty cool. So before we get to the convention, let's start with pre-23.
Yeah, pre-23 was a good time. It's a term that caught on. Shout out Bottle Logic Brewing. We love you guys, and we got over there too. But Sunday we got into town and we went to the D23 day at the Angels game. Now, we did not spring for the D23 tickets. At the time I was purchasing, there were a little more than I needed to spend, although I probably would have appreciated the shade that some of those seats provided, as it was a warm day at the Angel Stadium, whatever they call the Halo, down at the Halo.
Yeah, I think it's still Angel Stadium, though.
Yeah, got there early. I was really excited because I think a day or two before they kind of announced that the main sponsor of it is going to be Ravensburger and Lorcana. And sure enough, in the game, I mean, Lorcana was right there. I don't know if I should have took pictures. It was right in between the out-of-town scoreboards and the outfield, promoting it. They were running little spots in between innings. They had it on a ticker around the stadium. And they had 5 stations set up around the park, 2 of which were behind the paywall, a.k.a. you had to have the D23 ticket and wristband to get in. And in those areas, I shout out to our friends we're in the park who were there. I didn't get to see. I know they did get a postcard set, and then they were kind of playing some games, doing trivia and such. But within those areas, they had their own Lorcana booth where they were handing out packs of Lorcana. They were being very free with the 1 pack per person. I was doing my duty and walked all the way around the stadium before coming back to a stand, and thankfully had a couple friends with me who were not using or cared for the cards, and they cared to put a smile on this little kid's face. So I walked away with a lot of Lorcana, had a good time at the game, but we left early because it was very hot. We got our D23 Mickey Mouse bobbleheads. I don't have one handy, unfortunately. I don't know if Joe does either, but for those who have seen it or haven't yet at this point, it will be on our Instagram because there will be a giveaway of one of these bobbleheads, because I got an extra one. And I said, let's share it with the universe, or maybe we share it with the crew. I don't know. We'll talk about it over the episode here. Workshop it. But in any event, the game was a good time. The giveaway was good, and all the people I encountered with Lorcana were awesome. We spent a couple of days at the parks, which were a blast. Tuesday, we went to the Anaheim Packing District for their pre-23. I think they called it like Taste the World. They had kind of a Disney California Adventure Food Festival style tasting pass. It was actually a wristband, not a badge. But for $52 and change was the D23 member discount versus the $55 plus tax. So saved about $5, or I think it was like even a $2.30 discount. There we go. There's Mickey.
Sorry for the ring light.
Yeah. See, that's what you get. You look at us, but you get to see Mickey. So shout out to the people viewing on YouTube. Yes, we will give one of those out at some point. Undecided as to how.
We will figure it out.
Packing District, good time. We got a wristband. The 4 of us were there. Addie and her cousin Ryan and his girlfriend Rose. We each took 2 tabs, tried different things. I had some birria egg rolls from a place called The Crop.
Ooh,
and
that sounds good.
There was a place called where they called it the Mozzie Cristo. It's like a mozzarella and other cheese version of a Monte Cristo with the jam. They were, food festival portions, so a little smaller. But we each got 2, is enough food to tie us over until we got back in the park. And then we quickly kind of walked around, checked out the Ravensburger activations. The Lorcana one was of the most interest to me because Christina Ariel, who is a host for StarWars.com, the High Republic show, hosted panels. She was hosting panels this weekend at D23. She was kind of hosting the event for Lorcana and Ravensburger. as they were teaching people the new Lorcana Gateway, which is this beginner Lorcana set that you can actually purchase at your local big box store, game store. It's on the game aisle. So where you'll find Monopoly and Hungry Hippos, you'll find this in a sealed box, and it has everything you need for two people to play a beginner game that actually kind of escalates as you gain mastery of the cards. It starts adding the different elements. I know Joe and I have both said we wish we had something like this when we were clunking our way and still somewhat clunk our way through the game.
Yeah.
So anyone who's out there is interested in jumping in to Lorcana and jumping into our Lorcana episodes with Rebecca, this would be a great way to introduce to the game. And maybe Addie and I will shoot a video playing it because I ended up getting it so that Addie would learn to play with me.
And also, if you're new to the game, I believe they have cards from all the previous sets too, right? Is that?
I would think to this point, yeah.
I thought that's what I heard, but cool.
Yeah. So met Christina Ariel. She was very nice. Had a nice conversation with her. Also ran into Beastly Appetite out there. And in my Lorcana fandom, I watch a channel called Lorcana Goons. I met Kevin from that channel who was helping out with the Ravensburger activation. He was really cool. Everybody was really cool. Took photos with me. I also forgot to mention I met Mr. Cheesy Pop at the D23 day at the Angel Stadium early in the morning coming through Golden Road. Just me and Mr. Cheesy Pop slamming beers at 10 a.m. Maybe not. I was. He wasn't. But anyway, so we quickly had a beer at Unsung. We went for what we thought was going to be like a version of the Animation Academy that we get at Disney California Adventure. Instead, it was a regular sip and sketch. There's a local, I don't know if he's a comic book artist, but he kind of runs like an art and drawing club, and they do a monthly pop-up at Unsung Brewing where you actually get $1 off your beers if you do a drawing on a coaster.
That's cool.
And they have special sip and sketch coasters. So he had brought some printouts of how to draw different Disney characters. And, right in the hallway outside there, Ravensburger was doing Disney trivia. So there's all kinds of stuff going on. I saw someone from D23 and just let him know it was a cool event. And if I wasn't running back to Disneyland, I would definitely spend more time there. But we enjoyed the time we had. The food we had was great. I remember saying for all the times we've been to the breweries in that area, I'm surprised I had yet to go in the packing house because all the food that we had was excellent. So if you're ever trying to get a meal outside the park or just hopping around those breweries down there in the packing district of Anaheim, something for everybody food wise.
Yeah, absolutely. It is like a food and wine or a festival of the foods for sure.
Yeah.
Right there in downtown Anaheim. So very cool, man.
And that was pretty much it. I know we saw you on Wednesday, and of course the biggest and final pre-23 thing, which we were all save for Joe or Ryan at, was our meetup at Noble Ale Works. And if you listen over on Fresh Hops podcast, you'll catch an awesome interview with the guys there at Noble. And then we just had a great time kicking it with the homies, Courtney and Kelly, Neverland Clubhouse. We had Sarah and Richard skywalking through Neverland. We had Teeny Tal, our buddy Eddie was there. And
Jen Diz for a few minutes.
Yeah, Jen Diz from Disney Holiday.
Shopping.
Yeah, we had a good time, enjoyed the beers and the hospitality at Noble, and just kind of good to see friends on our last night in town and them just getting ready to start the party. So.
Yeah, it was a great time. And I mean, I was, it's just, I was telling Courtney, I'm like, I was literally there with like, just minus a few people, like some of the people that are like closest to me, and that just mean a lot. So that was really cool. And just that relationship that me and you as a beer podcast, have with Noble now. Great spot if you're in the Anaheim area. And it's even better when their food trucks doesn't bail on them. So, and if you're going to an Angels game or a Ducks game, it is, they offer to, hey, come get a pre-drink and just take a $5 lift to any one of the stadiums.
Oh yeah, the hockey one is very close. The baseball a little bit further, but and concerts too at the Honda Center or D23. Y'all could have pre-game D23 over there.
Yeah. But then the next day, we all met up at Disneyland for D23 day at Disneyland, and
Yeah, they took over the parks.
Yeah, if you want to kind of mention what went on here.
Yeah, so we all got there like super early in the morning because they were giving away free ear hats when you walked in the gate. This was what?
How early?
We went about 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's not super early.
That's not early at all.
I mean, it would start at rope drop at 7. They ran out of ear hats at 9:30 in the morning. So we were.
I'm glad you guys went when you did, but I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not there before 7:59. That's late.
Yeah.
Because like usually we like when me and Kelly just go down for the day, we get there about 9:30, 10. So we would have missed them completely. So I'm glad we were down there and we went early.
Yeah. Real quick, I forgot to mention this though, but we're collecting our cards, our Lorcana cards for our DU crew. The only reason we're waiting because I'm throwing in a few extra stuff. So not only were they had ears and stuff, but they're special daily maps.
Yeah, and they were different.
But the cool thing is it's not your information map; it's more of your souvenir map. So they had a really cool art style.
Cool.
So our special maps.
Yeah, so our DU crew will be getting this along with their Lorcana cards and a few other goodies to be mentioned or surprised later. So, and you guys get some too if you want. Sorry, babe. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So we did that, and they had special things going around all day long. They had special photo ops. We got a really cool Small World one and a Haunted Mansion one for the photo ops. Apparently they had swag, but we didn't stand in line to get any of it because the lines were really, really long. And plus I didn't know that they had like a D23 at the parks, like black shirt and like tote bag. I only knew about the hat, the free hat, so that's all I was really going for.
Were the shirts and bags free, or did you have to buy them?
No, you had to buy those.
You had to buy it.
Yeah. But they were also releasing a the Small World. Nope, that didn't play. There you go. Oh, that was so
cool.
Let's play the music.
And so they had cool photo ops. They put you as a
Hatbox.
Yeah. You're supposed to look scared. He looks sad.
Then they give you the mugshot version of it.
There you go.
What else did they have? Oh, they had a special cavalcade with Disney characters and legends. So Jodie Benson was in there. Paige O'Hara was in there. Don Hahn.
Linda Larkin
was there.
A couple old people I didn't know. Sorry.
Exactly right. Jen said some on the other side, but I can't remember who they are right now. Those were just the ones on our side that we could see. We never made it over to. We didn't really make it over to DCA to do any of those photo ops, did we?
No, we were.
No, we wanted to do the Rise of Red one, but it was just like where the Spider-Man one was on the door, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah, we took a nap. Everybody took a nap at PhilharMagic because it felt nice and cool in there.
It was a very hot day.
Yeah,
you can tell I'm still sunburned from it.
Definitely seeing love that week.
Yeah, and then me and Courtney broke apart from Sarah and Bryn and Kelly because, as you guys know, they also had the big Tiki mug release from Mookie. He's a known Tiki designer, an artist. So they had a special Jungle Cruise mug that was released, and Courtney got it for my birthday. So that was really awesome. So we went to do the pickup, and Alex, the pickup was in where we got our gargoyles, the big old wide open. So they had photo ops that they probably had at Al Cap when Jungle Cruise came out. And so you're able to take pictures of that. We didn't get in the signing, but we did get over to Tango Terrace for a quick drink with her friend Jess. So
yeah.
And then the rest of the night was like a regular night, and we that's why everybody bailed off. They're ready for D23, but one of my big things,
it was going to be an early morning the next day. The virtual queue for shopping opened at 4 a.m. and you couldn't queue up until 4:30 a.m. Yeah. And then the queue officially opened at 5. and then the show floor didn't open till 9 a.m.
So everybody went away, but one of my big things, even before she got us dinner reservations or the dining package, was I just want to see Fantasmic. So that's why I'm like, well, I'm not going to leave. But Dave he didn't want to leave either. So
yeah,
I'm glad he.
We stuck it out.
Yeah, but we had to get ready for D23, the main event on August 9th. And before we get to it, I am going to share a special video from the good folks at Disney D23. This is just a quick little sizzle reel for those who haven't seen it yet. So it's short, but it's fun. So here we go. Let me do this. And
D23, are you ready?
Please welcome Bob Iger.
We have quite a weekend in store for you.
It's magical.
It's pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah, we spent many sleepless nights getting ready for this one. This is like once in a lifetime experience. Come here and you are the coolest person.
I think D23 is just so exciting to be in a big group of diehard fans.
There's something extra magical about a Disney experience.
It's really exciting every single year.
It's amazing.
Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, National Geographic, cruise lines, the parks. This is the place you have to come at least once in your life.
D23 in Anaheim, it is bigger than ever before.
What is up, D23?
Welcome to the most magical showcase on Earth.
We're making Incredibles 3.
The bunny is back.
We're heading out to the Sea of Monsters. D23!
Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Diego Luna.
Captain America, Anthony Mackie.
Looking forward to the parks presentation tonight.
I've got a lot to share.
A whole new location on Pandora.
We are building a villain's land at the Magic Kingdom. You all are going to experience the first suspended coaster ever in a Disney park.
It's Billy Crystal!
We are doubling the size of Avengers Campus.
Welcome to the Disney Legends Ceremony.
To quote the legend herself, this is the life.
It is an honor to stand alongside you.
You are the spark that ignites our imagination to create a new dream.
We love you, D23!
so wow, just looking at that is crazy. But the first thing that we noticed back in September at Destination D23 was when they announced this, they dropped the expo. It was always known as the D23 Expo, and changed it to the Ultimate Fan Event. We're like, that's a mouthful. But out of all the expos, I've been to 6. Courtney, you've been to how many?
5.
5. It literally was the Ultimate Fan.
It really was.
It was in the name. And, to quote something from another movie, they spared no expense. I mean, everything was top notch. And this was definitely the best.
Yeah, every booth was bigger. Everything had an activation. You could do it. The lines were super long because there's just so much to do. It was just bigger. Even like my little Rock Love 7-woman manned jewelry online jewelry store had a big booth that they which was, and they've been there I think the last 3 times, and they had a way bigger booth than before, because what they did is they took away Hall D23 where they usually have the big presentations, and they took them to the Honda Center. So it was completely separate from the convention center.
Yeah, same thing with, we talk a lot about Lurkan and Ravensburger, but I mean, the fire marshal had to shut them down. It was that crazy on the first morning. So
the first morning,
we'll get more on that on a bonus episode, because there's stuff that I wasn't able to follow just because we were there. Almost the same thing happened too at Downtown Disney by the Pin Traders. There's so crazy there, but even the people that were just getting the new sets, Streaming Skies, also got the D23 promo card and the pin, which was very cool. That they weren't there. At least they got the pin. I'm not sure if they got the card.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody got it. I think he probably just
had a limited. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, they were giving out that same pin at Gen Con too, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I think the pin wasn't exclusive to D23, but I think the card is.
Yeah, because it says D23 on the bottom.
The card is D23. The pin is just a 1-year anniversary pin.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see it at other places. I'm sure it'll be around at the upcoming Lorcana challenges, including, as just announced at D23, the North American Championship, which will be held in Anaheim at Disneyland in January. So
yeah, that's crazy. Might have to go just to watch, hang out. And Courtney's like, I'll be at the park, you nerds. But I mean, we could go to the in the tradition of the Legends ceremony. We could start big, and just go to the top panels if you guys want to start with a entertainment panel.
I figure we can whip around coverage on that, and then hear a little bit more about your time at the expo.
Yeah, because Alex, I'll let you take the lead because you got the notes. Because I'm jet lagged, even though it was only an hour flight, but I'm more con wasted. So,
well, thankfully we've all you two were there, and Ryan and I were diligently following along on whatever Twitter accounts we could find that were giving the info. And from what I've got here, reading back, most of it was pretty complete. The Twitter coverage. So as far as what we could see not being there, I believe, I don't know if this is the first year they didn't stream or just, last year they had streamed, but I think because they fit more people and they were making an emphasis on being there, they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I think it's because they put it behind a paywall where you had to go to the Honda Center. They didn't stream anything.
Well, I was telling Ryan, I was like, if they wanted to close circuit this and do like Fathom events and show it at local movie theaters, I would have paid
true. They could have done that.
$50 to go see that, each night.
Well, the only way you did stream this is if you had a Fortnite membership before the Parks panel.
For the Parks panel was Fortnite, and then the Disney Legends ceremony is on Disney Plus as of yesterday.
I don't care about a fucking Fortnite. They did the fucking teaser for the Rise of Skywalker in Fortnite too, right? That was that whole big commotion on the broadcast or whatever that they mentioned in the opening scroll. Barry's like, what broadcast? This broadcast happened in Fortnite before the movie came out.
Huh.
Oh.
That I do not know.
It sounds like something
Empire Speaks. There was like a broadcast that they put on in Fortnite. Crazy. Anyway.
Smart.
Yeah, I guess. If you want to get all the Fortnite kids out there, you can put the messaging in a Taylor Swift show if you want to, But
I'd watch Taylor Swift.
A lot of us who care about it aren't going to see it. Anyway, my idea for this was to just kind of whip around in a rotation here and talk about what we are most excited about that was announced here. I figure each person can bring something up and talk about why they're stoked for it. We can all touch on it, and then we can keep seeing clips of videos. Joe,
sorry.
No, that's all good.
I'm trying to get the volume down. So.
We're doing it live. Not really.
You so silly, Joe.
So obviously we got to let our guests go first.
Absolutely.
Courtney, if you would like to say from the we're talking about the entertainment panel. So any of the shows, movies, live experiences on stage, a lot of fun stuff. What's got you going?
Well, I very much the trailer for Percy Jackson season 2.
Ooh,
very good.
I see y'all hype on that. I was gonna leave that out because I know you both went to the panel on that as well, right?
We did, but they showed the trailer for it in the entertainment panel first, so it was really fun.
That's a show on Disney Plus, correct?
It is a show on Disney Plus, and it's going into its second season.
Did you guys cover that on Elements of Fun?
We did. We went through the whole season.
Yeah, and I'll
shameless plug. Go check out Elements of Fun YouTube.
Absolutely, and if only because that's the only graphic I have. But if you want to email us at Elements of Fun, you can at Elements of Fun YT Gmail. Our new Instagram is Elements of Fun YT as well. No, and I'm just going to plug Percy Jackson. I know a lot of people are like, I didn't really care for the movies that much, but I like the books. The show is amazing, and I've said it on our recap that in my opinion, it's the best Disney Plus show after The Mandalorian. And if I mentioned this numerous times, if you know me, I could be drawn into a show or movie based on the the cast of the kids, especially if like young kids and actors are the main point. You know, they could take me out of a show very quick, but the entire cast of this show is so good and awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you haven't seen Percy Jackson, you got to watch it. It is a great show, and it makes me actually want to, since I'm not a reader, listen to the audiobooks because it was. And if you're a wrestling fan, I forget Adam Copeland is Ares, the Edge.
Oh, Edge.
I saw him. I'm like, that guy looks familiar.
Was he at the panel?
He's Canadian.
He was not there.
Quick, as I am not Percy Jackson inundated, you mentioned books. It is books, right? First?
Yes, book first, yes.
And they have been movies, correct?
The first two have been movies. So, and that is the first two that they have done for the series too. It's a Percy Jackson and the Olympians, or the Lightning Thief is the book, I think. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. And then the second book is Sea of Monsters, which is the second season is going to be Sea of Monsters. So.
Okay, so one movie was the first book. The new season is going to be second book. There's another movie, and then the previous season to this, right? That's all the content, right? 2 movies.
There's no other movies. There was going to be 3 movies, but the movies bombed so bad they stopped doing them.
The first one was a hit, but the second one was really bad, so they didn't pursue it.
They didn't make
it. And then it came to Disney Plus, caught new life.
Exactly.
New life currently on Disney Plus. One season. When is this second season coming to us?
Well,
they are in production now, so it's not going to be out anytime soon.
And we'll touch on the panel shortly, but it literally started filming like less than a week ago, is what they said.
Yeah, like they just started back.
But one thing that the fans that makes it so good is the author of the book, him and his wife are like executive producers, so they have their hands in it. So it's very personal to both of them and stuff. So that's why it's so good. It's really detailed.
What I like about it is it sounds like, at least now that it's become a series, each season is a book or a movie split into a season. And I know as Harry Potter fans talk about, what if each movie was a season of TV? And you got
which
that extra
HBO
time.
Max is doing that. So
they are?
Yeah.
They're going to retell the same stories?
They're going to retell the whole thing. And each year is new kids.
New cast, but
I don't know how I feel about that.
But it's going to be a series, not movie. So it's.
I like the idea if they did it originally. I don't really want to see it again. Like, that's why I think this is cool, because they did movies and now they're doing shows, episodic. I don't like calling it television, although I guess it is. We just get it a different way. Yeah. But to have that time to tell the story from page to screen for the first time so that you can be more detailed, not leave as much stuff out from the books. I think that's cool. And I'm excited to hear more about the panel, and I'm excited to plug into Percy Jackson. You got anything, Ryan?
No, I don't know nothing about Percy Jackson.
No, like that.
What are you excited about?
I meant if you had anything you want to say about Percy Jackson, but we can move on to Ryan next.
Okay. Well, for the entertainment panel, I am most excited for Lilo and Stitch.
Come on.
No, I'm not.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Wait, I saw that. What year did Lilo and Stitch come out? 2001, right? Right after 9/11?
2000. It was 2000.
Didn't they change the scene because of 9/11?
Yeah, they took the plane that was coming for the city out, and I think they turned it into the spaceship or something. Or
maybe afterwards, but it was 2000.
Okay.
Monsters Inc.
I watched that like on repeat at home on VHS. So that's like, that movie is a big part of my childhood, and I love Hawaii. I love the Samoan culture and stuff.
Nostalgia reasons.
Did you ever go with Stitch for Halloween?
No, I don't think I did. I think I went on as a penguin. That's the closest I got to Stitch.
Well, now's the time. You can be Stitch now.
If we get 20 patrons before the end of September, Ryan will dress up as Stitch for Halloween. 20 patrons. Let's make it happen.
Make him
Stitch
do it.
Gear, activate.
With all 6 arms, too.
So
I'm down.
So what they posted on Instagram was not what they showed at the panel.
Oh, what did they show? Also, Lilo and Stitch came out in 2002.
So this is what they showed at the panel. Stand by.
Oh, I've seen this, yeah.
Is that Courtney?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
Are we back? Stage language.
Cute, but
Live action Lilo and Stitch is coming to theaters, so let's watch.
So that was Kelly, like it's Stitch, and Courtney was literally like, I know.
Yeah, no date. I guess just summer 2020.
I'm guessing June
2025.
I'm guessing June 26th, though, right?
Most likely.
That's out there. I thought I had seen a date.
Is there a June 26th next year?
There's a June 26th.
Yeah.
But
Oh, 626. Yeah. Is it a Friday though? Is the question?
Wednesday or Friday?
Yeah, it's a Thursday.
Actually, it is.
So yeah,
It was a
June
Thursday this year,
27th then is probably going to be the official release date with many tickets going for sale for June 26th.
Yeah. That's really good timing.
I mean, we don't know that for sure, but
But that would be.
I'd put 20 bucks
I mean, that would be plausible. Let's just say, you know.
Bet you a ticket.
Yeah. A Canadian ticket. It's half the Euro tickets.
Courtney, you were just sharing how excited you were for this one.
Yeah. This one is let's just say I'm least excited about this one. I just don't think we need a live action or CGI version of Stitch. I like it just the way it is in animation because of the space aspect, but I'm hoping it's good. I'm not a fan of the CGI like shot for shot Lion King, so I feel like this might be the same.
Did you think it looked good though, being there in the room?
I like the way Stitch looks. I think he looked very, very cute.
Yeah, because the rumored view of Stitch that we got, like, maybe 6-9 months ago, he looked, unless it was just a rumor, but it looked terrible. So
It's
I'm
like
glad.
Ugly Sonic.
The thing
right?
was, is like, I know a lot of third parties were reporting on, they're filming, they casted this person as Lilo. But like Disney never really made an official announcement that this movie was even being made. So I has been fighting tooth and nail all year long with people who watch Walt's Apartment and be like, it's not even official yet. Like Disney hasn't even said they're working on this. Why are we taking rumors as fact right now? Because Disney hasn't said anything, and then
Even though there is a full
it.
cast listing on.
I don't care. People can update IMDb just as much as they can update Wikipedia. I don't care unless it comes from Disney. I'm not really going to take it with a grain of salt.
Or even if it comes from Disney. In my case, I don't believe in Monster Jam. Monster Jam is not real. Monster Jam is not happening.
So that's my next one.
But now that they've announced it and it's actually happening, Stitch does look very cute. I just still don't think we need it.
Well, we'll see. I mentioned earlier Zach Galifianakis, who we said is going to be playing Pleakley. I'm not sure who else is filling out the cast, but I'll show up for him. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's also Disney didn't bring out any of the cast on stage. That was exactly what they showed us. It was just a little teaser, like Stitch broke D23, and we didn't get any information about the plot or anything, and it's coming out next summer. So,
Which is
I'm a little
okay.
worried about it.
I don't want plot information. I just want to see that stuff is happening.
Well, I'll
In
tell
my
you
opinion.
what, if they're going to make that 626 day, they're on the clock. So whatever's going on with cast and voice and whoever, who knew that the theory was probably just like, hey, we just need to figure out this CGI alien and everything else doesn't matter. Because that's basically
Right.
Lilo and Stitch, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty
And
much.
it better have Elvis music in it, damn it. Or
Yeah, right.
That guy with the ice cream cone.
yeah, exactly. I can play him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can play him. We should all three play him.
I'm too short.
Triple.
And I don't really want to, like, I know we're going to be talking for a while on this show. It's going to be one of our probably loaded shows, but I'm not going to show this whole video. But this is what actually started the movie panel. And I'm going to try to just kind of skim through it, but this is what energized everybody that wasn't already energized. I don't know, because they had the hype people going on, but this is how the entertainment panel started. So this is a new song.
Exploring, returning to tell our story, connected with both love and sea. Finally, we're back to who we're meant to be. Who I'm meant to be. For the dream to
I'm just going to fast forward just a wee bit.
who we're meant to be.
Let's go!
Yeah, that's how I blew up my voice.
Yeah. There were a lot of lit toes.
It's a really weird way to announce a monster truck movie.
I love it. Yeah, that's how they started it. And
Which
then,
was very, very well done.
yeah, and then they played the brand new trailer, which did they release that one online?
Yeah.
So I
think they
apologize,
did, yes.
and I apologize to the people who've been following us and watching. I wasn't able to post any of the posters and stuff that came out because, I mean, it was just bonkers crazy this entire
Yeah.
time.
I guess we could have done
I
that.
mean, they smashed everything in. I mean, they condensed everything into one panel. So it was just constant information being thrown at us, like one right after the other. It was just one big announcement after another.
What was that?
I could only imagine what the network was like in there.
Jeez, yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, shout out to Amanda and Kevin. They were putting everything in Discord. So
Oh yeah.
for Walt's apartment, keeping everything in track. So that we can follow it later.
Where were you excited for the most, Alex, out of this panel?
I gotta jump into Skeleton Crew because that was something that we actually got a trailer for on the internet. I know coming into it, people kind of said it was going to be like a Star Wars meets Stranger Things, which I guess is an apt description if you're under 30. But for those of us who are not, Star Wars Goonies is exactly what I saw in that trailer.
Yeah, the entertainment style, E.T. Explorers,
It gave me kind of an Andor vibe with the open sets and stuff, or at least what appeared to be open sets. And of course, the internet may be dispelling it right now, but what I was most excited for was I believe there was a character. I might be botching it. Was it Flutter or whatever? Fluffer, the guy from Captain EO?
Yeah, the little furry butterfly.
Fuzzball. He looked like a fuzzball. I'll figure it out. But there's a little fuzzy butterfly guy that looks like him in the bizarre scene in this trailer. And many people took to Twitter and declaring that this makes Captain EO Star Wars canon.
Actually, if you Google Captain EO, one of the top searches is Captain EO Skeleton Crew.
Captain EO Skeleton Crew. Captain EO Star Wars canon. So basically, Furball, Fuzzball, Flutter. Shout out, to the Captain EO verse.
Oh, he does look like him.
I've seen a side-by-side photo, too. Yeah. I don't want to lose my other page. But anyway, that was exciting. The show looks good. We're getting it, I believe, December 6th.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I've heard nothing but, comparisons to, Star Wars, Goonies, and Stranger Things with the kids. And they said that Amblin, which is strictly 80s adventure kid movies. And some of these neighborhoods look like neighborhoods from like E.T. and like
From the 80s, yeah.
But with Jawas walking around and it's not Halloween, so
Yeah, no, there was the Screen Crush showed the Thorian walking his dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Very suburban Earth, like nothing we've ever seen before in a galaxy far, far away.
It almost reminded me of that one planet on Guardians 3, you know, with the animals.
With the animals.
Oh yeah, the animals. Yeah.
But I'm for it. And for people that are coming, I don't know about it. It's actually done by I forget his name.
John
Watts.
Same guy.
John Watts. Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Yeah, so he wrote and directed the Spider-Man, the last 3 Spider-Man movies, and he passed up Fantastic Four to pitch this to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Because Favreau asked him, he mentioned at the last D23, like, hey, you know, would you be interested in directing an episode? He's like, well, yeah, but I got a better idea I want to show you. And Skeleton Crew, so I'm excited for this too.
Yeah, that's going to be dope. We're getting that this year. There's actually a few things coming to Disney Plus later this year. So excited that we still have some content to look forward to in 2024, as well as everything going off into the future.
No, absolutely. And I guess with me being next, if you know me, you know mine, and it's really only one word. Tron Ares.
That's 2 words.
Well, shut up. Tron. The funny thing is I'll kind of blow up here, but like under Ares, this was one of the stages that opened up, and I think whatever they showed just before it, Courtney's, and I saw, but I didn't say nothing, but Courtney's like, that's a light cycle, I know it, and stuff. So
yeah.
It was just
well,
like,
we were so high up, we could see underneath the screen. So the light cycle was red and it was just in my face. So
yeah, so
that's all I could see.
Yes, this is Jared Leto who plays Ares. And I won't get in too much detail, but this is pretty much, if you saw Tron Legacy, you saw like what Clue was trying to do and how try to get into the real world. So that actually kind of focuses on it. They brought out most of the cast. We saw the trailer. They announced 9 Inch Nails, as you can see right here. So like after they showed the trailer, everything went black. And then one laser came out, then another laser, then it started shooting like this. Then it said Tron Ares music by. Then they did that, like slowly did the 9 Inch Nails logo. And
that was a cool reveal.
I might have dropped a couple of F-bombs because I was like, what the hell? What was actually going on? So I mean, these pictures don't really do it justice how it looked on there. But I mean, Jeff Bridges was on stage. Evan Peters, who plays Dillinger's son. So
nice. We like Evan Peters.
Yeah. Mo. So.
Yep.
That was definitely my highlight was Tron Ares. And I know Courtney has a very close second. They showed the Broadway nice little medley of the Broadway.
Yes, I love the Broadway medley. Oh, that was just so good. They
But
sang songs from all of them. And then, so they sang songs from all of the Disney shows on Broadway right now, which like Aladdin, Lion King, Frozen. And then they introduced that they are making a Hercules live action, like a live stage show. It's going to premiere in the West End. But then they're
London,
also...
right?
the London production.
West
End is West End is like our Broadway for London. So they're gonna go to the West End, and then in development right now, they're workshopping it. They're gonna turn The Greatest Showman into a live stage show for Broadway, and they played they sang the whole entire Greatest Showman song. This is the greatest show. So
and we got to paint the picture. Like they brought out the Disney Broadway on the stage. Each did like a portion of the numbers. Then they all came out together and did a finale. Dun-dun.
And then we thought they were done.
And the lights went out. Then you hear something going on. But there's for if you guys saw, and I'm going to fast forward. But for those of you saw our video of the Mad Tea Party making its one night return, there was a little mini stage in the middle of the floor arena, and that's where The Greatest Showman popped up. They started singing before the lights went back on. I was sitting between Courtney and Kelly. They lost their shit. The group behind us, I mean, the guy, I was like the only one in the section, like, because sadly, I'm sorry, people. I haven't seen Greatest Showman yet, but I will. But everybody was like, yeah, sorry, Alex.
So I haven't seen it either, Joey.
Thank you. Bottom
Yeah,
hug.
we get that, Ryan. We understand that.
But yeah, they lost their shit and they did the entire number, made their way to stage. And I mean, then they announced that it's in early development. So
yeah,
very cool.
That was really good. But another
Early development or blue sky?
No, jeez.
Nothing is blue sky.
There was no blue sky, anything.
No blue skying at all. Everything's gonna happen.
It might be 50 years till you get it, but we'll get
exactly. Yeah. But another close second for mine was Toy Story 5. I was definitely on the fence about this one and was like, we don't need another Toy Story movie. And then Pete Docter came out and was like, what if it is toys versus electronics? And I was like, okay, now I'm in. And they showed a picture of a kid underneath their blanket with their tablet and the toys just looking at him like, please play with us.
I think, yeah, it's hard to tell. I might have got a picture of it, but it looked like Bonnie. And I'm the same thing because I mean, we've had this discussion, everybody, especially here, that, you know, Toy Story ended perfectly with Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 is fun and entertaining, but it feels like a long short. And then, then they announced Toy Story 5. It's like, man, let it go. Sorry, Elsa, but let it go. And then they mention this and show it. It's like, I want to see this. I am like, instant, just to look off one photo. I'm like, I'm invested. I want to see this. So
yeah, so many questions.
Yeah.
Obviously, but Woody's back, right? I mean,
yeah, Woody's back, and then also Buzz is going to be back, and he's going to be stuck in toy mode, and there's going to be a lot more of him.
Yeah, but 50 people buzzes. Just the fact that it's got this sort of, you know, byline of toys versus tech, it makes you think about how long ago the original Toy Story came out. I mean, iPhones weren't a thing. I doubt iPads were a thing. iPads might have been a thing. So I
was barely a thing.
But I mean, just the longevity of the franchise, there's not really any comparison, you know, as the way it bases its plot on the real world and how we, as people, you know, love things and grow as people. So it's going to be really interesting how they tackle this subject. It's, you know, because especially as someone without kids, I'm not here to shame parents using tablets. I've got nieces and nephews. You know, you get your screen time, and it can definitely be used as a learning tool. So it's going to be interesting how Disney tiptoes around that one. Obviously, I assume the toys will prevail. I agree that 3 was a good finish. I wasn't really a huge fan of 4, but I do love the characters, and now I'm stoked for 5. That is definitely one of the top 5 things I was most excited about. What are we, 2026 on this?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
And Bonnie will pass her toys along to another little kid. So it's an endless circle.
I mean, it does look like Bonnie is a little bit in her like preteen, teenage years in that photo. So Riley's not the only one who gets to grow up.
Yeah,
Summer
exactly.
2026, yeah.
And I kind of gave it a little glimpse, but one thing they did really good, what Pete Docter was doing is in ways for them to kind of like honor that Inside Out 2 is the highest grossing animated film. They kept, because he kind of played this quirky, nervous, you know, self, and at times the emotions were showing up as his emotions, and they would bring up a different announcement. So the one I just kind of blew out was, he's like, wait for this, is going to be incredible. Boom, anger shows up on the screen. What? Did he just say incredible?
Did he say incredible?
And then they bring up the logo, you hear the music, and they announce that Brad Bird is working an early script or production of Incredibles 3, which I don't think that one had a
yeah, no date. He just said we'll tell you more on that next time.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming after 2026.
But my next one, and I know we could talk about forever this forever, but I'm going to end my part on Mandalorian and Grogu. That was the last thing they brought up, and they just started filming, so they brought up Filoni and Favreau on stage. And if you've been to a numerous amount of D23s, you know Jon Favreau does not come up empty-handed. even if they just started filming a day ago, he's already got stuff, in the can for D23. So they showed a quick little
sizzle reel,
kind of a teaser sizzle reel, because it started off with clips from the first 3 seasons of the show, and you hear dialogue from the Armorer, from Bo-Katan, from Mando, and then they showed probably just a handful of clips already, including one of our favorite brutes from Star Wars Rebels, who I said was too expensive to show up in Ahsoka. Zeb is in a ship with Mando, and we see Grogu, we see some stuff. And the interesting thing is he calls him his apprentice or something like that. He doesn't really call him something, but yeah. So very cool. What are they going to do? But we're excited just to have a little bit of footage of Mando and Grogu. Was awesome. So, of course, I was always hyped for that.
Is there anything else you want to touch on before I quickly run through everything else that was announced in the entertainment panel, Ryan?
Also, the Marvel portion definitely focused more on the Disney Plus shows that are coming. They did touch a little bit on Fantastic Four and Brave and the new Captain America, but the live rendition of the Witch's Road that Agatha and the Coven sing, we got a full performance of that on stage. Beautiful. Cannot wait for Agatha to come out on September 19th. And then
that's what Marvel ended their.
That's how they ended their panel, was with Agatha singing. And then also Daredevil Born Again looks fantastic. And they did bring out a bunch of the cast members on that. And Ironheart, which we thought was canceled, has been in production all this time, and we are going to get to see that as well. So those were good highlights.
My Buzz Lightyear fell over.
Without even being touched? Oh, Agatha's got your number, man.
Yeah, see, he's right there. He just fell over. He's been there for like 4 months.
Yes, they showed a really cool, very creepy trailer.
Yes,
for Agatha, and this is how it ended.
From the path I hope that's handed Primal light, give it sight, familiar by my side. If sunbeam on the spirit are mine. Down, she's down,
So that was super cool, and that was the entire that was all the witches that are going to be on the show. So
even Patti LuPone. So
yeah, Audrey Plaza was in there, and I don't know the names of the other ones, but that's how Marvel ended their big part. So that was amazing.
Yeah, a lot of star power on stage for that. We got that trailer on the internet too.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
But if you want to run down the rest of the list, yeah.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, open with Moana 2. We got the trailer for that. Snow White closed the show, but we got a teaser trailer for that with a good look at the 7 dwarves.
A good look?
A good look, because they were wooden. They were not good looking.
Okay.
That movie's going to bomb.
Not going to shame. I wish we would have got Peter Dinklage. He's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not about the 7 small good looking guys.
Well, it looked like Polar Express to me, which was, but it's okay. Well,
I don't think we got that fully on the internet. I just saw some stills from it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
Incredibles 3 in the distance, Frozen 3, which was announced to be written as a 2-parter. So Frozen 4 also imminent. Zootopia 2 coming in the future. We got a new teaser for Pixar's Elio.
Yeah.
And the first time, did they show that 2 years ago? Because I remember hearing the basis for that.
Yeah, they had a teaser.
Yeah, they pushed it back. And then I think they made some tweaks to it because Zoe Saldana just joined the cast as his aunt. So
Which
I'm
the teaser
thinking they
focused on
made
him and his mom more than his aunt. So
Must have had Jonathan Majors in it before.
oh crap.
Don't know.
Yeah, we got Elio, Zootopia 2. I already talked about Skeleton Crew. Agatha All Along, obviously coming on the 19th of September. Excited for that during spooky season. Fantastic Four First Steps. Did you guys see the same thing from Comic-Con?
From what you described at Comic-Con is the same.
And then I believe you got the first score bit from Michael Giacchino, correct?
That was in a different panel.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the music of Marvel. And I'm going to plug our good friends at Skywalker Through Neverland. Sarah was in that panel with Kelly, a couple other friends, but she recorded on YouTube the entire 6-minute suite, which sounds like she said had that little 60s. So I said pretty much like the Incredibles kind of 60s jazz sound. Then it goes full hardcore Marvel. So if you want to hear the brand new Michael Giacchino score for Fantastic Four, the suite, go to Skywalker Through Neverland's YouTube and you'll be able to see that from the panel.
Yeah.
Joe and Courtney's close personal friend, Michael Giacchino.
Yes.
Absolutely. We did get a picture with him.
Daredevil Born Again. Is that another one we get in December, or is that
no
March 1st? March 1st on Disney
March 1st,
Plus.
yeah.
Nice. We got a date. Avatar Fire and Ash, which we'll talk about into the park stuff, but will be part of the theming for the new California Adventure attraction. Freaky Friday 2, now known as Freakier Friday.
Yes.
Complete with appearance with Jamie Lee Curtis, Disney legend, and Lindsay Lohan.
Future Disney legend.
Human legend.
Probably, I guess. Yeah.
And I'll just say they both look incredible. So
They do.
I'm
Lindsay
excited
is
for this movie.
definitely
That's my number 2. I'm
cleaned up
excited
a lot.
for.
Yeah, Lindsay
Yeah.
looked good. Lindsay did look good.
I'm so excited for this movie. The first one.
Monster Jam, Ryan's favorite.
Let's go.
Is when Ryan and I were following along on the internet, he saw a place talking about Monster Jam, and every other thing I was looking at, no one was mentioning it. Even the articles afterwards, no one mentioned it. And Disney
was nothing to say.
about it on any of their socials. I was like, why is there nothing about this Monster Jam?
Because there was nothing really mentioned other than
There's nothing to say.
Dwayne Johnson's like in the pocket of Disney now, or Disney's in his pocket, one or the other, and he wants to do a monster truck movie. We don't know if it's a documentary, if it's a scripted live action about him as a monster truck, as a monster truck driver. He said it's going to get you into their personalities and stuff, right?
something like that. But it was a great introduction because they showed he was talking about his relationship with Disney for like over 20 years, and it showed like pictures of the game plan, Escape from Witch Mountain, and then Tooth Fairy, Jungle Book, or Jungle Cruise, sorry, and Moana. Yeah. And so so we thought it was either Moana the live action or his production company, how they got stuff. It was just Monster
And
Jam.
that was one thing they didn't even mention at this one was the Moana live action. So
yeah, I forgot that had been a thing. I think they're hoping we did too, at least for now.
Yeah.
With all the live action burnout. Anyway, Monster Jam, I'm joking that's the live action version of Cars that's coming out. So. Win or Lose, which is going to be the first Pixar episodic, full scale episodic show on Disney Plus, not just shorts. Looks to center around like a little league baseball or football team. I don't know. The chicken mascot character looks interesting. We have an official trailer for that, and I believe that begins in December 6th.
That begins December.
It looks good. It actually
looks
looks
Skeleton Crew. Is that going to be a double feature night on Disney Plus?
Maybe.
Double feature on Disney Plus. I'm with it. And then this one, another coming sometime in 25. Dream Productions, another Pixar episodic series centering around the production company that makes Riley's Dreams, as seen a little bit in Inside Out 1. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Especially
and it does take place in between 1 and 2, so you don't have to see two
characters then. Yeah.
No,
it'd be cool if they brought all of them.
But it was cool because Yvette Nicole Brown plays one of like the directors that is directing her dreams. So
another
really
future
cool
Disney legend. Which
yes, Yvette Nicole Brown needs to be a
was
legend.
everywhere at this convention. So
Hoppers is another one that I didn't believe was real at first.
That looks weird.
This is a movie coming out in spring 26 that stars John Hamm, Bobby Monahan, and Piper Curda. And basically the premise is that it's like a girl who can translate her brain into a robot beaver.
It's a beaver Frankenstein.
Yeah. So Secret Life of Beavers in the future. I love Bobby Monahan, so shout out to him.
And
if
John
you haven't
Hamm.
seen any of his SNL Star Wars sketches, they're great. My favorite is the one about the action figures.
Yeah.
Well, you can keep them in the box.
I buy
And in the
one to
new-
open, one to keep in the
And
box.
in the new DuckTales, he's
because.
one of the nephews. I think he
Yes.
plays Louis.
And he did a voice on Star Wars Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because when
And-
they introduced the one character who's kind of like the antagonist, and they're like, you know, we cast Ham, and they showed Ham from Toy Story, and like, no, wrong Ham, and then they showed John Hamm as a voice. So.
Yeah, we all thought it was going to be Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Mufasa the Lion King, another one coming out later this year. That's coming out in theaters December 20th. Courtney mentioned Ironheart. And we didn't really mention Andor season 2, but that's something I'm very much excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the people with eyes in the building, what did we see?
We did see Diego Luna come out and introduce the scissor reel of 2.
Yeah, very energetically. I mean,
Yeah,
he
and
loves
he
coming
did
out.
say that it is going to do a time jump. So every 3 episodes is going to be a new decade.
A new year leading up.
A new year.
So season one of Andor was basically 1 year to less than a year. Then the rest of the show, because it's only one more season that leads up to Rogue One, it'll be 12 episodes. And like Courtney said, each episode will be a 3-story arc that represents a year leading into Rogue One. So it was more, instead of a trailer, like she said, it was more of a behind the scenes sizzle reel, which a lot of practical effects and stunts and buildings. We get the return of Ben Mendelsohn as Krennic. They showed him. We get the first looks at K2SO with Alan Tudyk. So it's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited. It seems like
I'm so excited to finally
more
see Alan
action-packed.
Tudyk, because when they originally announced it, they had brought out Alan Tudyk and Diego Luna, and then it was so sad to see that Alan Tudyk was nowhere in season 1. So
Yeah, because they stretched it out a little bit longer, but it looks a lot more action packed. And he says the Empire is now a lot more organized in these 3 seasons. So if you enjoyed Andor, I think you're going to love the second season. And if you were on the fence of it, I think this will win you over, in my opinion, especially if you're a fan of Rogue One. It looks
sounds
great.
like it's going to move a lot faster than the first season did. So
Yeah. And there's no time yet, but I believe it'll get the summer line next year is my guess.
So
they're probably going to wait and give us more information at Star Wars Celebration next year. So
Star Wars Celebration Tokyo, yes, next year.
Yeah.
And that's it. We covered all the stuff in the entertainment panel. Very exciting. But I think all of us, like many of you watching and listening, are big parks people. I mean, we love the movies, we love the shows, but we're really excited. I think there's, as always, speculation on what's going to happen. And they announced a lot. We didn't get another park, but it sounds like we're going to start here with the musical journey through what is coming to Disney parks and experiences in the future.
Yeah, so they opened, again, high energy to open this panel, and it was, if you're a DCA fan from the early to mid 2010s, Mad Tea Party was a staple for your park visits, and they opened the show not just with a song, but with an entire set. They played for 30 minutes.
Yeah, which that was their set. They did like 4 30-minute sets throughout the night. So they did a full set.
Yeah, they just kept going. But like, if you were already energized, I mean, this is where Courtney and Kelly lost their voice.
Well, that's what they would do every night. Like, they were the rock band. Like, they got you hyped up every night.
Yeah, we'd watch them not we together, but like you go there, watch them, then shoot over to Roll to Color, then hurry up and make it to their last set. So
Oh, I didn't even do that. We would watch their set, then we would go get Long Island iced tea, and then you would go and get a fast pass for Tower of Terror, and then you'd watch another set, and then your fast pass would come up. You go right Tower of Terror, and then you watch the last 2 sets, and then you go home.
and then before we get to the announcement, like I said, that's again. You start off the movie panel with like a huge Moana thing, which was amazing. You start off the parks and consumers panel with a Mad Tea Party, which again, amazing. And then it actually opened with John Stamos playing A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes.
No, When You Wish Upon a Star. Or did it go to both?
He did both because he ended with When You Wish Upon a Star.
Okay,
but then it did a whole like Disney parks around the world like montage and stuff. Then at the end of that, he shows up on the bottom stage where Mad Tea Party was, and finishes with When You Wish Upon a Star. Then he talks about being a Disney adult. He loves Disney. If you missed the sign that was on Harbor, you can go see it at his backyard. All this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about the fans, and I shit you not, he actually started breaking down because he was like so emotional that that there's so many people there that are like him and stuff. Then introduces Josh D'Amaro. Which was really cool. I'm a big D'Amaro fan. I'm sure Courtney is too. And I know, some people have different opinions, but those are the haters. But whatever, who cares? But one thing that was the big focus of this panel, as we were joking about earlier, nothing is blue sky. Everything that they announced, and there was a whole bunch announced, is in 100% development stage, and some stuff is ready to break ground. And they're just waiting for stuff, but everything is fully in development, and they hear us. They know the fans are expecting a lot from them. They're taking that pressure, and this was a very musical presentation. They had a full like stage, so
every song had a meaning. So every song that they did, except for the one that Darren Criss and Skylar Aston did, because their song was made to quickly announce little things, but literally every other musical number that they did was, we hear you, we're working on it, we are not going to lie to you, you trust in us, it's in progress, it's going to happen. They did Plain White Tees, did Surface Pressure, they ended the thing with Rita Ora singing Trust in Me from the Jungle Book. And everything had a purpose.
And he was like, I'm promising you guys, believe me. Actually, what I mean to say is, and he walks away, then you see All for One singing I Swear.
I swear. Yeah.
So everything was specifically, but it was a great presentation. I know some people are like, some people that weren't in the room will be like, I won't believe it till I see it. Well, if you're in the room, everything focused on this, and he brought out like, and I know I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but he brought up like Steve Trowbridge, who he was the main
Scott Trowbridge.
Yeah, thank you.
Scott, yes.
Sorry.
Scott.
He did Galaxy's Edge, but he's now running the Marvel upgrade and stuff. And I believe
he was teasing us on Twitter with that picture in the Fantasyland over by the monorail and the former Gummy Glen Lagoon.
Yeah.
The moment where he posted a little bit, and it's like, what's he doing? What's he doing over there? Is he bringing back the People Mover? Da, 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 da. Of course, but we got no Disneyland left.
I know people love the People Mover, but they have to understand that they cannot bring it back until they're ready to do Tomorrowland, because the track that it's on, it's completely disintegrating. It's not ADA compliant. It's not OSHA acceptable. They can't bring it back until they redo the entire thing. And those are load-bearing pillars through the land, and it's just unsafe. So they're not going to bring it back until they're ready to do anything.
I understand. And I say, shut the whole fucking land down. Same for Space Mountain, which in my opinion, you could shut that down for 1.5 years too, if you need to. My last trip, half of the park was shut down, and they still managed to charge $30 a person for Lightning Lane multi-pass. So do the damn thing. Give me the goddamn People Mover. Tear it down, rebuild it from the ground, and praise Jesus that will forgive you for ever committing the sin of taking it away.
Japan just closed their Tomorrowland, so if they can do it,
exactly.
we can do it.
So it just, I say be patient because the whole other side of the park is being worked on right now. So
well, I'm assuming we're going to get they didn't do shit in Disneyland in this whole presentation.
And that's because it's under construction right now.
But
it's under construction right now.
We're going to get a mini presentation when they launch Disneyland 70th anniversary.
No.
So since we're all
do something, they got to understand.
Calm your roll.
Hold on.
So we'll start since we're Disney.
Because they are getting something for the 70th.
So since we are Disneyland, we're not going to jump around like they did. We'll go from location to location. We'll stick with Disneyland Resort.
How about we go back?
What they did. Hang on.
Hang on. Hold on. There's a lot to talk about.
Alex, what they did announce for Disneyland, whether you like it or not, we are getting the Walt Disney animatronic and Opera House,
which is I think huge. That's my number one from this whole panel.
And so there, but the crazy thing about they got the blessing because they know they're like, we can't just do it at Walt Disney animatronic and okay, we're going to do it. They're being so delicate with it to do it right. It's going to be the Office from the TV show, which is going to be amazing. And once it does its initial run, it's actually supposed to be on a rotating stage where so for a lot of the traditionalists, you're still going to get the great moments of Mr. Lincoln and you will get the Walt Disney thing. So that is a very big thing, I think, coming to Disneyland Park proper. They're going to announce more stuff for 70th. I still think they're going to wait and do bigger things for the 75th. We are still going to get stuff for 70th. And, but I know a lot of people are kind of saying Disneyland didn't get nothing, but this is a big attraction that's going to come up because
the whole side of the park with Tiana's Bayou Adventure and them working on Hungry Bear restaurant right now, that whole entire corner and Haunted Mansion. They're working on Haunted Mansion too because Haunted Mansion's open, but that queue is not finished and the store is not finished.
Yeah, you saw that.
It is under construction right now. So they're not going to announce any more stuff for Disneyland because they can't shut any more stuff down over there. That's why DCA got all the announcements. And to that thing is we're going to get a whole entire Pandora over there. So we're going to get that with a water boat ride. And it's going to be based off of the Way of Water and Fire and Ash. We're also going to get a Coco ride over there in DCA.
Yes,
we're going to get a boat ride for Coco. We're also getting 2 new rides at Adventure Campus. So when they talk about Disneyland, they always talk about the Disneyland Resort. And Disneyland Forward is for the whole entire resort. So we did get a lot of announcements, even though it's not for Disneyland proper. And I'm sick of people saying it that way because Disneyland Resort is the entire thing, both parks. We got most of the announcements.
We should scrap our Mark Twain.
California Adventure's got a lot going on. I'm looking forward
to
where
all that land is
go in the ground on any of those things. To your point about the things currently under construction at Disneyland, for the most part, everything should be done by the first of the year. I get you don't want to tear down the whole resort at the same time, but with the 70th anniversary imminent, I expected more for Walt's original park.
But they always celebrate the 25th, the 35th. Like they usually go on the 5s. So
I feel like they still could have announced stuff because a lot of stuff they announced probably is not even going to break ground till like next summer for Coco.
No, it's breaking ground next year or even sooner.
So everything that is closed at Disneyland right now will be open. So it won't be under construction. Once they
then you're going to get people complaining about that Disneyland is completely under construction and why am I paying all of this money to go to Disneyland when it's under construction? People always complain about that, even though they always still go, but you will get the complaining about that.
And I think the construction will start at the end of the 70th to get it ready for the 75th, which will be a bigger anniversary. In my opinion.
I'm here for everything they're doing. I'm excited for all the stuff in DCA. I'm excited for them to put shovels in the ground, make these things happen. Now, this is the third D23 where we've mentioned this e-ticket attraction in Avengers Campus.
It is.
I'm excited.
No, it's the second. Because the first one, they just said they were doing it in 2 parts, but then COVID happened. And then we got
the other one was the Destination D or something. Because we had different renderings. The first time it was a fight through with Wakanda.
Yeah, it was a Quinjet ride.
Visual feats. The second time was when they introduced King Thanos, and this is now the third time. So whether it was at multiple D23s,
well, it's still the same exact ride. It just has a different name.
So the first
Avengers e-ticket.
Yeah, so the first one, and me and Ryan, according to the concept art, we kind of studied the concept art, and we kind of figured it was going to be the West Coast version, from what it looked like, of the Flight of Passage. That's what everything looked like. But then all they announced at the last D23 was, because of the multiverse, we're developing a new ride, which is still going to be e-ticket, and that's going to be King Thanos. But they didn't give really anything other than anything can happen. So this is the first time they actually, same ride that they announced last year, just with details.
And a ride vehicle maquette.
Yeah,
we got the ride vehicle. So
so we got more storyline, and being that, you know, again, and it's going to change because it's multiverse, different characters will add. Then the surprise was the Stark jet little swing thing. And when they announced this, a lot of people were saying it looks very similar to the Harry Potter ride in Universal. But I remember back when they were building Avengers Campus, there was because you can get public access of patents that are filed for Disneyland and different attractions, and this was actually one of the first things that they showed even before web slingers. And people assumed, because the way the arms were, they looked like they're apart, where they thought they mentioned it was a swinging. So people assumed this was going to be a Spider-Man attraction where you're swinging across. That never happened. We got web slingers. And so this came out. And so this came out of the blue, that holy crap, they're actually doing this. So the fact that we got 2, I know it's not Disneyland proper, but that we're getting 2 new attractions at Avengers Campus is pretty amazing. Plus, you know, it's pretty huge that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to reprise his role as Tony Stark for the attraction too. So
this isn't like a dark
Dr. Doom.
Huh?
Isn't he Dr. Doom? Is this a Dr. Doom ride?
No, this is
it's not a Dr. Doom ride, but yes, he is Dr. Doom.
So the idea is all these attractions, you know, web slingers and this ride and a lot of the things with the superheroes, is you're getting training, even though you're not getting the training from Doctor Strange no more, but you're getting the training to fight the threat, and the King Thanos ride is the threat that you're supposed to fight off.
So that's the storyline of Avengers.
So this new Iron Man ride isn't like a dark ride. It's going to be kind of like stationary, right? You're going to like plug in and kind of just go up and go.
No, you're in a 2-person seater, and it's going to turn.
But like there's not like a story, right?
Yeah, it's like a training simulator.
Yeah,
so no story.
It's going to simulate flying like Iron Man.
Yeah, I believe so, because you're in like a 2-person seat. Like I said, similar. If you've ridden the one at Universal, I forget the name of it. Courtney, you know?
The Forbidden Journey.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey.
I don't think it's going to be like that at all.
Well, it's going to be
what it is. We don't
It
really
is a little bit. It's called the Kuka Arms. So Harry Potter, it does tilt
but like
you back
story
and you
wise,
do
like
stuff.
there's not going to be a story to this ride. You're just going to go crazy and then come down.
mean, Robert Downey Jr. is reprising his role as Iron Man, so.
But I feel like it's just going to be a voice.
It's a jet lab, so you're learning how to fly like Iron Man. Like that's the story.
I hope it's cool, but just by the little video they
it's
showed,
not a dark ride. No,
he's not coming back to do a voice. I mean, Tom Holland did the video for Web Slingers. Robert Downey Jr. is going to do.
But like there won't be like an animatronic or anything.
No,
maybe we don't know yet.
Maybe I don't know.
Well,
they
didn't throw one in Spider-Man. I don't think.
I mean, they've already got one, right? And like the Iron Man thing in Hong Kong, like in
Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
Iron Man animatronics exist. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stoked for Iron Man. Stoked for Avengers e-ticket. What do we call it? Avengers multiverse threat or something?
Pretty much. Yeah.
It has a specific name. I can't think of it.
Avengers is it Destiny? Infinity.
The Infinity Defense.
Infinity Defense. That's what it is. Infinity Defense. Yes.
It's almost as clunky as Tiana's Bayou Adventure,
which we found out opens on November 15th.
My birthday.
What day is that?
Are you gonna go?
So it opens up on my birthday and also the very first day of Christmas time.
Oh, you got to get a pin though. Got to get a date pin because it's your birthday.
Oh yeah, that you have to get that. I'll be there 2 weeks after it opens.
Yeah, we're thinking about flying in.
I'm
for
hoping I
Sunday,
can
Monday.
go. I'm supposed to go to a wedding the next day, so I'm not quite sure.
It's just
I'll let you know how it
Check
is.
with tomorrow.
They'll
They
understand.
said Josh.
I'll celebrate your birthday for you at Tiana's.
Are you gonna go, Joe?
No, I'm going to the wedding with her.
So yeah, obviously Tiana's, Walt Disney animatronic, both happening in Disneyland Park. DCA has 2 Avengers rides, a Coco, what from the mock-up looks like could potentially be a water boat ride.
Yeah,
it looked like a
as
boat
well
ride. Yes.
as an Avatar ride, which also looks like someone had mentioned it looked kind of like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Shanghai.
I got that vibe from what we were shown, and the cool thing that they announced was, I'm not shy to say this. I'm a fan of Avatar, so I'm really excited. And one thing that we got, a lot of rides that are duplicate rides they're not going to be carbon copies of there's one on the East Coast or West Coast. They're actually doing brand new versions for that, which I'm more than stoked about. And so this one is actually going to focus on the Way of Water. And even what we found out, Fire and Ash is the name of the 3rd movie, and even the further sequels. So I'm excited for this. Even though we didn't get the location exactly, but we do know it's at DCA. We do know Coco's happening in DCA, and which is funny because a couple of years ago we thought this Coco ride, the water ride, was going to replace the Grand Fiesta Tour at the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot, which I'm glad it's not because I love the 3 Caballeros. So the fact that I could see Coco boat ride, then go to Florida and see the Grand Fiesta Tour keeps me happy. So
I think we're losing Goofy Sky School for that.
I think we're losing the entire Boardwalk Pizza area too.
Yeah,
we might keep Paradise Garden Grill as like a food stand because they always change out the Coco food anyways.
Yeah.
But I think we're losing that entire area and making it a Coco neighborhood because it will be part of Paradise Pier.
Well, that's
Pixar Pier.
Disneyland Drive. Would they close Disneyland Drive and then go into the Simba parking lot right across?
No, they'll go underneath, like Pirates.
Or under or over. Oh. I could see an over thing if it's Avatar. You get to fly the brand to get to the boat.
That would be cool. So I have no idea. Seriously.
Biggest thing they've had going on in that corner is Plaza de Familia anyway. So it would be interesting if they kept, like you're mentioning, some of that there to continue celebrating that and then have the Coco ride go out from there. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Navidad too. Keep Viva Navidad. That's my favorite.
But you mentioned things going in other places that aren't going to be carbon copies. A couple of things coming to, we got Disney World that exists at Disneyland, but they are going to be in different iterations. Anybody, talk about it.
Yeah, so we're getting Indiana Jones over there in Tropical Americas, in Animal Kingdom. They're going to get the Indiana Jones ride because already Dinosaur has the vehicle that is exactly like Indiana Jones.
Same track.
Yeah, and the exact same track. So, but it's going to be themed different. This time he's going to be in a Mayan temple instead of the Forbidden Temple. So the story will still be kind of Costa Rica, the Latin Americas, tropics. So keeping with that theme, it's going to be a Mayan temple. And then we are going to get an Encanto experience where you can go into Casita. I forgot what this land is actually going to be called.
The food's going to be so good there.
Yeah.
They call the area there Encanto, right? Their city.
No, well, there was a specific name they called the land.
It was like something Plaza or something.
Let's see if Amanda wrote it down.
But like in the middle, before you get to Encanto, in the middle of this, they're going to have a carousel here.
That looks lame.
I don't know, man. It's kind of cool because
the Tropical Americas carousel. I already saw they showed the first character.
Oh, it's going to be called the Village Esperanza.
Yeah. So all the on the carousel, all the animals on here are actually Disney characters. And they at the pavilion they had Kevin. Yeah, this is Eeyore here.
Yeah.
That looks like it could be Shere Khan right behind Eeyore.
Probably. They have a Kevin one finished
Tropical
already.
Americas versus Raja, because that's India or Mid East. But yeah, no, they showed Kevin. They already have a Kevin mock-up that was out in the Imagineering Pavilion on Sunday.
Which we
So-
couldn't get into that day because after they had a couple
So crazy.
doors that said do not open until Sunday because all the announcements are Saturday night. So it was packed in there
I
even
bet.
more.
Do kids still ride carousels?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
ride
We
it.
heard the kids gushing about Jesse's Criddle Carousel on the bus going back to downtown Disney. They
you get to
love
ride
carousel.
the backward skunk, and then don't discount riding the carousel with Mary and Bert in Fantasyland.
Yeah. There's outside the Cosita.
Yeah. And this
Boat
is
ride.
the ending. You're gonna land. You're gonna end up in Antonio's room, which is the tree, and you can talk to animals.
But they said experience, right? Not ride. It kind of looks like benches. I could see something like it's stuff to be above.
No, they said it was gonna be a ride.
It's a ride vehicle, not a water ride, but it's going to be like a dark ride style.
Yeah, because at first I did think it was going to be a water ride too, but then I was like, and they did say you were going to go into the different doors, so you might go into Bruno's room with the sand, you might go into the kitchen, like you're going to go through the casita and the
So
different
you
doors.
end in this area is supposed to be
In Antonio's room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just read from here.
Oh, sorry. Plain white tees.
Talking about
So that was, again, like Courtney said, that was the theme of we're under pressure. We know it. Trust us. We know it. And every time they're talking to one of these these Imagineering creatives, they're like, we're getting excited to start working on it. And Josh would be like, you're working on it now, right? You're started now, right? So that was the entire theme, that these are in development.
Yes, we learned a lot more about the new Tropical Americas area in Disney World's Animal Kingdom, including that we'll officially be getting attractions based on Indiana Jones and Encanto. Damn, IGN article keeps refreshing. The part that caught my attention here is it will be an 11-acre expansion that opens in 3 years, and it will include the largest quick service restaurant on property.
Ooh.
That's pretty big for Disney World.
Yeah.
Largest quick service restaurants, one of the largest quick service restaurants at Disney World, and the carousel that features animals from Disney stories. Yeah, so shout out to that. That's going to be fun. Good reason to head over to Disney World in 2027, 8-ish.
So one thing I forgot, I'm just going to rewind just slightly a little bit, and I will share this probably on our socials. I think I might have already, but individually. Shit. When they announced the Walt Disney thing that's happening, that a very beautiful picture of it, but even times Josh Romero sounded like his voice was cracking a little bit, just how much this means. And they had Walt's nephew in the crowd, stand up and everything. But as he was finishing what he was saying, Josh, you slightly heard just a little bit of tone to Feed the Birds and stuff. And then it went black, but the music was still going. And Megan Trainor sang Feed the Birds. And I'm sorry, babe. Everybody was a mess. Courtney, I mean, we were all
I'm a mess right now.
Yeah. And then they showed a very beautiful portrait of the Sherman brothers.
Megan Trainor sang the most beautiful rendition of Feed the Birds with just a piano. And when I say that is like the top compliment, because Ashley Brown usually sings it, who played Mary Poppins on stage when they did Mary Poppins the musical. She usually sings it, and I was like literally ugly crying, bawling, like just couldn't stop.
And I will share it after this episode post. I'll put it back on Instagram and YouTube. I'm not going to play it now because I don't want my
no
to cry on YouTube. So, but I just wanted. I saw the. I'm looking through the pictures and everything. I'm like, I forgot to bring it up, but okay, sorry.
Yeah. But
other IPs that are making their way to the East Coast that will not be similar experiences to the West Coast. Monsters Inc.
Okay. So they ran down a little list. So we're getting Tiana over here at 11:15. We're getting Zootopia Better Together.
Bayou
It's gonna be that's gonna be in the Tree of Life, where Tough to Be a Bug is gonna be.
Does not make sense.
It's a nice poster though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Epcot is getting a Spaceship Earth, probably a DVC lounge in 2025. They are going to make the Pirate Lounge in Magic Kingdom in 2025. Test Track, which is
for the
close.
pilot. Sorry, I want to kind of slow down and touch on some of these things. I was teasing that, Monsters Inc., Cars, as you mentioned, Pirates, all these things are going to be on opposite coasts, but they're going to be different experiences than what we already have in California. You just mentioned the Pirate Lounge. That looks like it's going to be Trader Sam's times Oga's, but Pirates. I know Joe's excited for that. And they already said that it will have alcohol in the Magic Kingdom. So
yes.
Expecting a very Oga's-like experience, at least a West Coast Oga's experience, because as I mentioned before, East Coast Oga's don't care how many drinks you have, and they'll let you take them out. So we'll see if that holds true for a themed lounge in the Magic Kingdom Park.
Do you want to jump back to Cars and talk about everyone's thoughts on the placement?
All the news that came out about that yesterday.
Yeah. I'll go first. I don't really care about the placement because Magic Kingdom isn't my home park, but if they did that at Disneyland, I'd be losing it.
Yeah,
so I get it for East Coasters and that's their home park, and maybe like I'm not 100% familiar with everything, but like at Disneyland, one of my favorite things to do is Riverboat Terrace in the morning, breakfast, looking at the rivers of America and boats going by. So if like that got ripped out, I'd be upset.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at them retheming the island. It's just with Fantasmic, and we don't have the gift of space, so there's not really much they could do with it without having to kibosh multiple things. I agree with you. It's not my home park, but something about not having that body of water in the middle of a castle park or some sort of large body of water in a castle park just feels, I don't know. It feels like it's going to be like dry, and I don't know. Florida's always wet in the air anyway.
I get
from the
it,
mock-up,
but
it looks really cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
I mean, it's not where I thought it was going to go, but I mean, right now it's just Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is Frontierland. Like they've already kind of switched everything over to a bayou over there with Tiana's. So if they need to get rid of the water to expand the Frontierland, that's fine with me. Like I said, I don't have the same nostalgia. Mr. Cheesy Pop did a video and said, hey, you guys are all coming out of the woodwork. Like we didn't know that there was all these fans for Rivers of America. Like,
I know, right?
Can you ever be happy? Like seriously, at least you got something going on. But now you don't like the placement of it. And that's kind of why they didn't tell us where everything was going in the panel, because they're not going to make anybody happy. They just can't. Disney can't win with anything at this point. So
yeah, and the only thing that's weird is showing that Magic Kingdom's Frontierland is just bonkers, because you got the bayou in Frontierland. You're going to have cars in the middle of Frontierland and on a river.
And then you have Big Thunder Mountain.
And you got Big Thunder Mountain, which is the only thing really frontiery. Well, at least
and then you got the Country Bears, but they already took that away and made it Disney IP. So
it's still technically there, but yeah. The Cars looks like it fits in the Frontier, at least given the mock-ups, the rally road race and stuff. I don't know if it's going to bring in some of the cars on the road, from the shorts. But they've kind of hit a space with the universe of Cars and Radiator Springs, where they kind of have artistic license to just carsify any sort of area if they want to. They could carsify Tomorrowland and do that with Autopia if they wanted to.
But again, it's a business. They want Florida residents and Florida fans want a Cars experience, so they got to figure out where they want it. And I saw a funny meme today. It was like somebody complaining about why are they putting all this. It wasn't there when I was a kid, and I don't like it now. And they're like, but kids like Cars, or kids like this, like
kids like Cars.
I'm like paraphrasing what it is, but they're put in the park with the kids like, and just
quite honestly, Quite honestly, when I thought that when they did their segment announcing Villains Land, like they started off with "It's a Broken Land." I thought they were going to take out our Tomorrowland and put in the Villains Land here, but then they said it was going into Magic Kingdom.
I thought it
So
was gonna
what
go
land is
Toontown.
broken over there that they're going to put it in? Are they
Yeah.
going to take out some of Tomorrowland there, or are they going to build back behind Tomorrowland and put it back there? I don't know.
I think that's still beyond Big Thunder Mountain, given the rendering of the Cars area going right over the water. That still leaves the beyond Big Thunder Mountain space for that. It looks like Coco is coming to California, so that initial blue sky of St. Cecilia doesn't appear to be happening, although there may be space in between Tiana's and Villains Land to make that happen now that there's no longer a body of water. But obviously that's down the line with all the land moving they're going to have to do there. It's kind of cool how it's coming full circle, as with Disney World, they had to fill in the swamp to build the Magic Kingdom, and now here they are filling in their man-made swamp to build Cars.
And remember, they also had a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride over there, and they completely filled it in to make new Fantasyland. So this is not the first time they've filled in a body of water that they created.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like a safety thing. They're just worried about gators or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They
Or
could
that guy swimming ruined it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No more jumping into the water.
But
Can't do that.
another major announcement that Alex did mention was Monstropolis.
This is
Yes,
the one
we
I'm
are
worried
going to get.
about.
Yes,
And
we are
again,
getting.
I say I'm worried about because you keep bringing up people complaining about everything. My gripe with Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America going is that our iteration of Tom Sawyer Island over here, it's kind of, just it's a matter of time before they do something with it because they turned it to Pirate's Lair, and even now that isn't getting any sort of love. All the people coming out of the woodwork complaining about something that they're not attending. You're mad that you're losing your nostalgia. I'm with you there. But I will always trust in Imagineering. I'm excited because they're always at the forefront of technology. They're bringing new stories, and the new technology that you guys got to see firsthand in the Imagineering Pavilion, put together with the stories that we know and love, can never fail, especially if they put their all into it. So I'm excited to see all those things, including this Monsters, Inc. But as we just found out yesterday, the Monday after D23, that the Rivers of America will succumb to Cars Land. The speculation now is that this new Monsters, Inc. land going into Disney Hollywood Studios may be taking the place of our beloved Muppets. And
I don't think so.
Writing, I hope you're right. I very much
don't think
you're right.
because I think it'll reskin Rock and Roller Coaster and go in that area.
I can
and
see
take
that.
over
I don't know if it's
take
a
over
reskin,
Launch Bay, take over Animation Courtyard, get rid of all of that. I know that they're reopening the Little Mermaid show this fall, but they could put it somewhere else.
Yeah, Animation Courtyard, that's kind of a vacant space.
It's a bigger area if they bulldoze it. It's a bigger area to do an entire land, and I think it makes more sense over there unless they really want it to connect to Toy Story Land because they're both Pixar, or that Incredibles area over on the other side of Muppets.
Municipalburg, yeah.
I don't know. But I just think there's a bigger area because they just have this little Cars ride, or Cars show on the other side of Rock and Roller Coaster. But I mean, no one goes again. Like, yes, the theater of Muppets 3D does get halfway filled every show, but nobody goes over there. And now people are like up in arms. I will lay down in front of it if they do anything to this. I get it. It's the Muppets. It's the only thing we have left in the parks. I get it. I don't want to see it to go either, but they got to do something with these areas. They can't let them sit empty anymore because Epic Universe is down the street, and we got to compete.
Well, looking at this picture, this first suspended roller coaster for Disney. Again, this also had a kind of a maquette mock-up in the Imagineering Pavilion on Sunday. It looks amazing. I like what you're saying. I don't know if they could reskin whatever it's called, Rock and Roller Coaster, but if they demo it and the car space, you've got tons of space there to build your Monstropolis. They mentioned it as a land, so Harryhausen's as a restaurant. I think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks like an awesome coaster. I think it's one of those things that instantly, as we see the movie, they're like, man, I wish they could bring this to the parks.
And Josh D'Amaro did say that the doors, they are going to have the mechanics where they reach over and take the door and move it and put it.
Bring new doors in and everything.
New doors in.
And that, I mean, that attraction, I mean, it's definitely going to be, the reason why I say it's going to replace Rock and Roller Coaster is, I mean, you can only have so many indoor roller coasters at one park. So
no one's going to want to ride Rock and Roller Coaster when they got this.
Exactly.
That's why I think it's a good idea to get rid of it. You know,
Yeah.
What does the Red Skull say on Vormir? A coaster for a coaster, right?
Exactly. And I love Rock and Roller Coaster, but this to me makes the most sense.
It's super dated.
Yeah.
I think it's still a roller coaster, but like the show part of it is very dated. It's very, 80s, 90s?
90s.
Early 90s, I would say, yeah. But yeah, those are the things coming to Walt Disney World, except they are going to get a nighttime show, a nighttime parade. It's going to be called Celestial. It's with the Blue Fairy. I forgot what they were going to call it.
Oh, something both parks
Spectrum
are getting. Well, not really. Nothing like a new ride, but the Grogu and Mandalorian overlay.
Yes, which is funny because they announced that during the Fortnite part of the panel.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a video game.
Yeah, well, I think we've talked about this before. Like, that ride needs multiple stories.
Yeah, and like they said, they're just going to drop the whole timeline of the Galaxy's Edge, and which makes sense because they're filming Mando Grogu right now, so might as well film some scenes for
Mando and Grogu are already in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
I know that there's the legend that there was initially planned to have different chapters of Solo in there, and then when Solo did not perform to their liking, they kiboshed that. But that would have been awesome. If we can't get Solo 2, give us Solo Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run 2.
But they did end the panel and the Disney World part of it with the big Villains Land announcement.
Villains, yeah.
Like Courtney mentioned, they had Rita Ora perform "Trust in Me." They got into some detail on it, so the rendering looked awesome.
Dining, shopping, and so much more.
Yeah. So a lot of people were excited.
And then the other big announcement for Paris was they're going to do a Lion King ride, and they're going to do a Lion King land as well with it, with dining, and shopping, and characters.
Lion King Splash Mountain.
Lion King Splash Mountain.
Flume ride. It looks cool. Only thing I didn't like is it looks like it's live action Lion King character.
No, so it looked like that, but he actually said it's based on the animated one. So that was just for the renderings, because they mentioned how Lion King is celebrating its 30th anniversary, and it'll be the animated characters that we know and love. Even because I'm like, oh, it's going to be the live action Lion King, but
I mean, I'm not
right. Yeah,
the movies are the movies, but there's not many examples of them doing live action stuff in the parks, save for Disneyland Paris has the Alice in Wonderland maze, or no, it's Shanghai that has the full on Helena Bonham.
No, Paris has a maze,
but I don't think that one is themed to the live action Alice.
Oh, okay.
I think the one in Shanghai is, though, because I know I've seen the big picture of the Queen of Hearts, the Tim Burton version.
Got it.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, Lion King Flume Ride, Paris, that sounds cool. We got, I believe, 2026 as the opening date for Frozen Land.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be at the second Paris location, but they just renamed Adventure World. Hollywood, Disney's Adventure World. So it's getting a brand new name. Right now, that's where Avengers Campus is over in Paris. That's where they have the Sea Crush, like the Crush's Sea Coaster. So it has very little that's open right now because they have broken ground and they are working on it right now. But the first thing to open is going to be the World of Frozen, which is going to be brought over from Hong Kong.
Yeah, then a new night show that's going to be kind of similar to Epcot, where it's going to be kind of like a circular.
Yeah, it's kind of like I would say it's a mesh of World of Color and Illumination.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other international stuff that we're excited about, but I don't think we need to drop on so many of those. But I can't have
No.
Courtney on here without bringing up some announcements that are going to be happening on the seas.
Yeah, we're getting
So-
cruises. We're gonna get 4 new cruise lines, 4 new ships.
Well, before they announced that, they gave the announcement for the final Broadway style show.
Yes, on the Destiny, which is going to be Hercules. So we're going to get a Broadway caliber show on the Destiny.
Never seen Hercules.
What?
Ryan, you just killed my heart.
Ryan has left the building.
Did you kick him out?
I did kick him out. I got the okay, I'll bring him back in.
I should have just left. That would have been really funny.
Yeah, so the Magic Kingdom Parade is going to be called Disney Starlight. It will debut.
Oh yeah, Disney Starlight.
Sorry. Another live performance.
We got Susan Egan, the voice of Meg. Is my It was cool because I was dressed as Meg for the panel. So
yeah, she bounded as Meg that day, but very cool.
The reimagined test track will open in 2025. Spider-Man attractions at both Hong Kong and Shanghai, which I didn't really care much about, although they have different concept art for both. Hong Kong looks to be kind of potentially, it looks like a tower sort of thing, like it's a shaft.
Yeah, we thought it looked like a drop ride
at the bottom. It looks really cool. And then the Shanghai one looks like a coaster. Zootopia, Moana is going to be on the Treasure, the stage show boats. Tokyo Disneyland Nighttime Spectacular, Reach for the Stars. Shout out to Tokyo Disney's current Nighttime Spectacular, as its soundtrack is like my go-to gym bop. I love putting that on SoundCloud. Disney Paris is getting 2 new Nighttime Spectaculars, January 25, and then in 2026 they'll have a new one on the lake in Adventure World. I hadn't seen any of this concept art. It looks kind of like the Rivers of Light from Animal Kingdom. And then, yeah, of course, the intro for Patrick Waterburn as well.
Yeah.
That would have been highlight.
Which was awesome because he's basically, I mean, he redid his famous introduction to Soarin', but he also told people he basically
told them, if you don't like it, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Not a me problem. And also they recreated the entire thing. And what I didn't realize is that Walt Disney's nephew, Roy P. Disney, is the guy. Yes.
I saw a video today. It wasn't him.
Yes, it is. It's the same guy.
Well, I did see that it was the same guy from the original ride video. That was cool.
But it's Roy P. Disney.
We're talking about the guy who has to take those little
nice ears, pal. Yeah, the ears. It's him. It's him.
You owe me a Coke. But
it's him.
Real quick, I'm going to mention they did announce some more cruise stuff that's coming out, and I don't know because I haven't watched this video, but it's really short. So here we go.
4 more cruise ships to our fleet. Thank you for helping me out there, guys. You look great in your suits. All for one, everybody. Now, we're planning to deliver these new ships between 2027 and 2031, which means that once these fantastic new ships are built,
I don't remember if I had.
Experience Disney's world-class entertainment, our renowned dining, and impeccable guest service in more parts of the world.
Dang it.
I'm so proud of our cruise line because
I think you might have cut it off right before.
Yeah, so I cut off. So they're showing different destinations, and one of the cruise ships was moving through a certain shaped arch, which looked very, what would you say, Courtney?
Hawaiian and Alani-ish.
Yeah, it looked like it was going through the Alani A. Which
So we think one of the ships might be stationed either go in a port from LA going straight to Hawaii and around, and you might be able to go to Aulani, or it might be stationed in Hawaii and you go around the islands.
And that's what I would rather.
Vancouver. Vancouver's got a Vancouver to Hawaii Disney cruise.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes they do that, but like they only do it once. I think one of the ships might be stationed there.
Okay.
Yeah, an island hopper would be sweet.
Yeah.
I know last time we were out there, some of our friends, obviously it wasn't
Well,
Disney, but they
Norwegian
did an island
Cruises
hopper.
do it.
Yeah.
Norwegian Cruises has a boat that just stays out in Hawaii, and it just goes around to the different islands. My company sells it all the time. Like people just go on that cruise. You fly to Hawaii, you get on the cruise on the big island, and then you go like for a 7-day cruise around the islands. So they could do a itinerary like that.
It's pretty sweet because they're close enough. You know, you get the whole day on the island. You don't have to worry about lodging because you got the ship.
Yeah, and you can go and experience Aulani and not have to pay for the room there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can go and eat at Aulani and not, stay there.
The pool area will get much more crowded. They don't need a private island. They already got a private resort.
Exactly.
Can you imagine if they were just able to build a little thing off that Ko'olina Cove?
I mean, there's little tiny islands there that have nothing on it, so
I'm just thinking building a dock there, so people can just come right in off the boat to Aulani.
Oh, that would be cool too.
So what else do we got on this? That's all the ones I could remember that really.
Yeah, I went down through the list pretty much.
That's it, basically.
So just around the horn, what are you guys most excited for? I'll start with Ryan. We'll go counterclockwise.
Okay, someone else start. You put me on the spot.
Yep, because you look bored. Got to wake you up. Keep you on your toes.
I was looking at Disney
I'll
cruise
start.
ship.
All right, ladies first then.
I am so excited for Avengers Campus and also the cruise lines.
Nice. Would it be you, Alex?
The Monsters Inc. attraction, I think, I will be very sad to see the Muppets go, mainly because it's the last place we have the Muppets. Maybe they give us great moments in history again at some point, or Muppet Mobile Labs. I don't know. Yeah, a Muppet It's a Small World would be great too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But I think I'm most excited for all the stuff obviously happening in California. I love to take pictures as I go and see the construction progress. And, obviously I still walk into Galaxy's Edge and think about having my 30th birthday at Big Thunder Barbecue, So
nice.
Just remembering the old stuff and enjoying progress, great, big, beautiful tomorrow, like Jamie Lee said.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Amazing.
Speaking.
We'll talk about that shortly. But Ryan, what do you look most excited?
Oh, sorry, I thought I confused myself because I thought I talked about it. But the Walt show.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, that was one of mine, so I'm glad you said it, so I don't have to repeat.
Yeah,
but,
and it's hopefully opening next year. So hopefully open at least for my birthday party next year, next November.
Well, possibly because I just realized it. I didn't even think about it, but the Opera House was closed when we were there, so they might be working.
Yeah, the
on
Opera House is closed
for a
now,
while.
so yeah, it's been closed for a while. So I think they've been working on it for a while already.
Cool to see that for the 70th.
Yeah, getting ready for the 70th would be I'm most excited for our California Avatar Land. Like I said, I'm a fan of the films, and I think what they showed off looks amazing. I didn't show half the pictures that they showed, but it looks so cool, and especially if it is that Shanghai Pirates ride style, I think that could be pretty cool. Which is, I know the videos don't do it justice, but it looks like a nice combination of like screens but practical stuff too. So
I mean, I'm still not 100% sure they're not gonna reskin, or build around Grizzly River Rapids, and annex that for the water ride. But I mean, it would make sense to build it from the ground up too. So
I don't know if they get rid of the icon of the park. That would be crazy, in my opinion.
It would turn into a new icon, though. I mean,
yeah.
But I'm also excited for
It's not the first time they've done it. They've changed the icon at Hollywood Studios lots of times.
Yeah,
that's very true.
But I wouldn't be. I'm also excited for the Hawaiian cruise. So especially if it is. Me personally, that I haven't been on a cruise yet. I really hope it is actually flying to Hawaii and cruising around the islands rather than like LA or somewhere. Just, I think it'd be cooler to see just the
Well,
island.
it would be a longer cruise if they did it out of LA, because I think there's one on either Royal or Princess where it's a 14-day cruise, and it does go out of Los Angeles and then it goes down to Hawaii and around the islands and then back. So if they just wanted to keep it like a shorter cruise, then it would be stationed in Hawaii.
Yeah, if it goes to like Maui and Kona and back, I'd be happy with that. So especially then, like Alex said, if they, maybe purchased or did something with one of their own islands too.
Yeah.
So, but cool. I don't think we need to really stretch on the Legends.
Right.
It is on Disney Plus, but if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it, because this was one of the coolest experiences I've seen live. Every speech was just as incredible as the one before, so definitely check it out. But so I just want to ask you guys, what were your highlights of the Legend? Who've seen it? I know, Ryan, you probably haven't seen it yet.
I've seen the Hannah Montana part, and that's the only part I need to see.
That's fair. That's fair. It was solid.
That's my hall pass.
Her speech was so good. She really was very humble and very, very.
And Lainey Wilson, man, I got no complaints. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So. Alex.
Ryan Coogler bringing out Angela Bassett. He had some funny moments. He talked about 1991 at the theater. I wasn't watching Beauty and the Beast. I was watching Boys in the Hood. Yeah. And I forget the one he brought up in 94. He's like, I wasn't watching Aladdin. I was watching this. It just real well-written banter for the people who brought the Legends up. But yeah, as I mentioned before, Jamie Lee Curtis's speech, I think, was the best. And, kind of the motto when looking at parks and, the entertainment, everything, just development, moving on, keeping imagination in it, and excited to see what all these legendary people from all aspects, whether they're acting, directing, providing the music, providing experiences in parks, what do we have? Art direction, costumes, like they just recognize people from so many different disciplines, and it just goes to show kind of a microcosm of D23. It's not just movies, it's not just parks, it's so many different things.
Yeah, and kind of piggybacking on the Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean, the fact that Lindsay Lohan introduced her, but before she introduced her, she introduced an actress who they share the character. I forget.
Jodie Foster.
Well, Jodie Foster. I know Jodie Foster's name, but the Freaky Friday character.
Well, it's the same. It's Anna. Like,
I forgot her name. That's why I was like, I don't forget Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
But the fact that Lindsay Lohan and Jodie Foster played the same character, and Jodie Foster and Jamie Lee Curtis are best friends, it was cool that she came out and gave some anecdotes about their relationship and stuff. So that was really awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Courtney? What's one of your highlights?
I have two. The Martha Blanding tribute to the first Black woman or African American woman VIP tour guide. And she just made her way up through the company. Was told she wasn't going to amount to anything. Her school counselor told her she wasn't going to be anything other than working with her hands on something. You know what I mean?
The counselor got fired.
Yeah, I hope they did, because she rose to the occasion, and it was a very special tribute to her. And also Mark Henn. Jodie Benson, Paige O'Hara, Nika Nani Rose, Lyndon Larkin, and Ming-Na Wen all came out because Mark Henn drew their characters. And he's known as the princess guy. So he has drawn almost every princess.
Yeah, and this part...
it just made me cry. It was beautiful.
Yeah, this part, I think Courtney thought that I was tearing up. I really wasn't. There was a light shining right in my face. And because we're up in the nosebleeds and stuff, so
you're gonna cry, Joey.
That was again, that was an amazing part too. Well, first of all, it would have been John Williams. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to attend due to health, but they did play a medley of his. But I want to say Harrison Ford which was amazing. And this was the first person that actually wasn't reading off a teleprompter, which I thought, I mean, he was speaking from his heart. But dude, Frank Oz,
Yeah.
you know, such an icon. If you haven't watched the Jim Henson biopic or the documentary on Disney Plus, check it out. But the fact that Frank Oz, a legend, never thought he was good enough, and you know, thought he was just basically he ended like he hopes for everybody to realize now that they are good enough and can do whatever they want and not wait till they're 80, something like he is. Now that he's appreciative of everything he's done. Oh man, that literally broke me. So that was one of my moments. It was a sad moment, but it with a happy ending. So that was amazing. But like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but Alex said it looked like he was watching the Oscars.
I rewatched it last night. It was beautiful on Disney Plus.
you
It
guys
looks
were in the
great.
room for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Dang, you got into everything.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yep. We
So-
did get very, very lucky. And it was a hard process to get those tickets too, because they were going like crazy.
But kudos to everybody at D23. I mean, for even organizing it, because you guys were worried about the logistics of getting there. It wasn't.
The shuttles were very smooth.
The shuttles on the way back, however, but it's crowded. You got 12,000 people trying to get back. So, I mean, everything was the biggest thing. And one thing I forgot to mention.
Oh, David Blaine.
We were part of an amazing David Blaine card trick. They advertised a new show that he's doing on National Geographic. And what was it called? Do Not Try This?
Do not attempt. Do not
attempt this. But it's basically David Blaine's going around the world, you know, with snake charmers and people that have like thousands of bees on them and stuff. And he's trying these tricks, but then he does this card trick. It's too much to explain. So can you do it briefly?
I can do it concise. So what he did is he gave us a deck of cards when we walked into the Honda Center, and it was sealed, hadn't been touched. So then when he got to his part, he had us open up the deck of cards, take out the cards, and then he had us cut the deck and turn it over, and then
he had two guests on the stage.
Yeah, he did. So he had two guests on the stage, and then he had everybody cut the deck and turn it over, and then he said, do you match my card? And then he was like, it's so much percentage that we would match the card. And then he had us cut the deck again a little bit deeper and turn it over. And again, he asked if we matched him. And everybody kind of said, no, we don't match you. And then he had us take 3 cards and then put them at the bottom. And then the next card, you put it under your leg and you didn't see it. Nobody looked at the cards. And then he asked the other 2 people on stage what their cards were. And one had a queen of...
Well, because he shuffled up and was doing this, and the guy saw one of the cards. And so what card did he see? Then he said it was a 3 of hearts.
3 of hearts. And then the other one was a queen of spades.
Yeah,
and
so the girl picked a card, Yeah,
the girl picked the card, and she's like, and he asked her if she picked his card. And she said no, and she showed the queen of spades, and she says, but she has your card. And she goes, no, I don't. I have the queen of spades. And he goes, no, the queen is holding the 3 of hearts.
And they zoom in on the card, and the queen is literally holding the 3 of hearts.
The 3 of hearts. And then he said, and then he told the rest of us to look at the card underneath our leg, and we were all holding the 3 of hearts. Everybody, 12,000 people holding the 3 of hearts.
This is extremely staged.
I don't think it was, I don't know how you staged that.
Everybody.
I mean, you have to paint or make the card because the cards are specially made for this trick. So, and I don't know what the queen of spades is usually holding in her hands. So you do have to like make that be whatever that
for
is.
YouTube.
But otherwise, it's a regular deck of cards. And how do you get 12,000 people to hold the 3 of hearts? Every single one of us had the 3 of hearts.
Yeah, it was crazy. But when we cut it, everybody had different cards.
Because nobody else is touching your cards. You took out the deck. You cut the cards. Nobody else was holding it. the thing was sealed when we walked into the Honda Center and was instructed not to open until we were told to.
Seriously, I mean, I know it sounds like bullshit right now, but seriously, be like in the
Sounds like bullshit.
Well, it's
Yeah.
because you're
Oh, it
Canadian.
sounds crazy. I've watched the Mentalists do all that stuff at the different football training camps and stuff. I don't know how they do what they do, but
it was cool. I mean,
if I
whatever
knew
it was,
that, I'd be standing on stage at D23.
exactly, or Vegas. But it was cool, man. So,
But I mean, there's so much more than just these three big ones. These were just the ones at the Honda Center. There was the entire show floor where you walk through Pandora, you walk through the TVA, you walk through Disney Plus and have different photo ops there. There was little booths everywhere that you could buy stuff at. Everybody was giving away stuff. I mean, I came back with bags and bags of stuff, and most of it's free. The free stuff they just give you. We went to the
That's pretty cool.
volunteers one, and then like every day they had something that you were. Oh yeah, there's my video. We found the DJ that does the power line.
Dime each. He's got good content. It's a great
They had
mashup.
a card.
too.
Yeah, they had a card show exhibit on the floor. They had, I don't know, and then you could go shop. We shopped in Mickey's of Glendale. We shopped in the marketplace. That's where we got our Disneyland 70th merch. And we got to see the Muppet panel, which had no Muppets, but it had props from the Muppets.
it was more of an
Miss Piggy.
archives panel.
It's still pretty cool.
Yo, no, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So the shirt that I'm wearing is actually, let me stop right now. This is actually from Danny Iglesias. She's actually basically the Becky Cline of the Muppets. And so she designed this shirt, but it was her and Becky Cline. It was hosted by Nicole Yvette Brown. And at the end, they're like, well, we couldn't have a Muppet panel without, and everybody's like, Frank Oz. And they're like, without Miss Piggy's song, never again. From the Muppet movie, Never Before, Never Again. And Jodie Benson comes out. She sang the song, and that's what ended the panel. So
yeah, so we got to see that, and we got to see the Percy Jackson panel, which had the entire cast
new
out
animal.
on the panel. New and old, yeah, we got to see some new cast members. And then at the end of that panel, they all gave us Camp Half-Blood shirts that was signed by the cast in their character names. So,
which I have right here.
yeah.
So you pretty much, between having to get to the main, presentations at the Honda Center and getting to spend time on the show floor, really only got to get into one panel each day?
I mean, it depends. I mean, those were the ones we got like reservations for between our entire group. You could do standby, but standby, it's not exactly guaranteed that you're going to get into the panel. I mean, the panel rooms they have are pretty big, especially for the premiere stage, and even the archive stage was humongous, but there's never a guarantee that you're going to get in there, and you do have to wait a while. And there's just so much to do on the show floor. I mean, look at this. Like, that was just us, like, walking the show floor trying to get in line for the TVA. The TVA experience is right behind her.
Yeah, and the way they did this, too. So when you did the RSPs for the panels, you gave your top, what you wanted. But if, like, say I'm the one that got Percy Jackson, so that was a Saturday, so that was the only one I got. Somebody that might have got something on a Friday might have also got Sunday.
Yeah.
And Courtney and Callie actually got the same panel.
But it was at 4:30 in the afternoon, and we were already on our way to the Honda Center because things started at 7 o'clock.
Do you get to bring a guest? So, like,
yeah, we got to bring up to 7 guests.
Oh,
so
damn.
when you RSP'd, you got to choose up to 7 people. We did like 4 guests max, basically, but that means like 5 of us could go to a panel. So
right. So, like, if each one picked a different one, you guys could all hit a bunch of stuff.
yeah, and that's exactly what we did because Richard got the Muppets because I didn't get the Muppets, and they took us. We did a conversation with Leslie Iwerks and Bob Weiss. I think that was off of like Kim and Amanda's RSVP
they
from
each
Where in
got
the
one
Park.
of those, so that's why.
Yeah.
And
so
then
they were able to go, and we were able to go.
we also had Musical Marvel. Who Sarah got that one.
Sarah got that one, so Kelly was able to go to that. She also went to the Masquerade.
But you
Sarah
were
got that.
so Courtney got the virtual queue for the marketplace.
Yeah.
And before the headache, I'm like, I'm not leaving that because she got 40, but it was such a cluster.
I got a really low number, but it took 2.5 hours to get through that line.
Even at 40?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
They screwed up so bad on that. It was really, it was just as bad as the Ravensburger booth. That first day.
It happened around the same time. So
yeah, it happened around the same time.
They should just do like an exclusive. I know it's not like the same as shopping, but exclusive app where you can just shop on the app and then pick up your bag.
Well, they did that during this one where we're down in the queue. They actually had QR codes for the people doing the collecting because this was the marketplaces where they had the hot toy, the Star Speeder, which in up front that was amazing. All
the limited edition dolls, they were all in there. And then they also had like stuff that wasn't limited edition, like the Mr. Toad's backpack, the Mary Poppins ears, the hats, Disneyland 70th hats, jerseys, like the whole collection up there. Another Walt Disney World, it was called the 5571 collection. It was gray and white and gold. Like they had so many things up in that marketplace. And what they did is like, so the virtual queue opened up at 4 a.m. and we got there at 6 a.m. to get in line to wait for the show floor to basically the convention to open up at 9 a.m. So imagine waiting there at 6 a.m. and then you're told that all numbers 1 through 40 are going to go up first thing. You're like, cool, I'm going to get in right away, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes tops, depending on how long you're in there shopping. You're going to be one of the first ones in. Yeah, 2 hours later. We didn't get out of the shop until 11 a.m.
And by the time we got up to the shop, as long as it was, this is what it looked like. Walking into the shop.
It's that big, and they couldn't were they letting you bring like 7 people each with those numbers?
Just with your party, as long as you're in the boarding group.
And and the boarding group, you could have 2 people max. And see, like that girl right there, once you pan over, she had all of those limited edition dolls and Star Speeders. Literally, those kind of people were sitting in the middle of the floor with all those bags, just waiting for something. Don't know what they were waiting for. Nothing. Just
someone
sitting
to help
down.
Carry all that shit.
Probably waiting for people to PayPal them to confirm a purchase or something.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they were all resellers, and also they told us they were going to separate people who wanted the limited edition stuff and the people who just wanted to shop. And no, we had to stay. They had us like switching back. They even took us outside of the convention center, and they brought us back inside as a switchback thing. And then it was completely empty inside. You had free roam. I don't know why it took 2.5 hours after initially calling all 40 boarding groups to get through that when it wasn't like there was shoulder to shoulder in there.
I'm sorry, Ryan's sporting wood right now.
I have it in my cart right now. All I have to do is hit pay. Hate the
so that was the biggest snafu. The other thing I would say is if you're wanting to get in line for the talent signings, just get in line. Don't worry about what time. Just get in line.
So funny.
I had to get this picture because everybody before they got in the store got this giant ass bag here, and I got the hat that I'm wearing right now. But these people have like 4 dolls, 2 speeders. I'm like, all right, this sounds fun. That's actually the girl that we're making fun of. Sorry. But I'm like, can I get a picture with you? I just thought it'd be funny. So I'm like, there's 2 types of shoppers at D23. These people and then me. I got my hat.
That's a giant Star Speeder box.
It is, and that's why the bags were that big.
Like
is
it would
that
look
they could
nice
fit the Star
over
Speeder
here, beside that one, but
no, you'd have to get rid of the little one.
Well, no, that one, it's not that little.
It would be compared to that.
I think it's about the same. It looked about the same size. That's pretty big. It just looks.
No, it's bigger. It's way bigger.
No, that is it's way bigger than that.
I've seen that one. That one's cool. It's a good size.
Well, maybe I'll grab it on Facebook Marketplace when I'm at Disney.
It's only $300.
It's sold out. Sold out online.
It was on DisneyStore.com.
I know. I had it in my this morning.
Yeah.
I checked this morning.
We were looking for it.
I'm sorry. I meant yesterday morning.
Oh yeah. I went back this morning.
I meant
look,
yesterday morning.
but it's sold out.
Yeah,
maybe it is around the same size. I don't know, but
I think it looks about the same.
The box is huge, but oh my
The
god,
box
this
is
thing was so freaking.
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
definitely. I think this.
It's probably huge because you have to assemble it. It's probably all in pieces.
What?
Oh, you have to assemble it? Okay, I'm happy I didn't get it then.
I'm just saying, with the box that big, and you said it's pretty small. I don't know. It looked
That's
big
the same
in
base
person.
they used for the what's Mando's ship?
Which one?
For the Razor Crest?
Yeah, that's the same base they used for the Razor Crest, the HasLab one.
The show.
Courtney and Joe, anything? I mean, both of you guys, you've been 5 and 6 times before. What do you think they did better this year than they didn't in the past, and what would you change going forward?
Michael G. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
I mean, this was definitely one of the better expos or events that I've been to. I think moving the bigger panels to the Honda Center was definitely the correct move. I wish they would do the signings a little bit better for like standby, because like I was saying, is like, don't wait until what they're telling you to get in line, because they told us to get in line at 10 for a signing for Peter Son, who is the director of Elemental, and we walked by about 9:30 and the line was way shorter than it was at 10 o'clock. And so we probably would have been up further along in the standby line, because what they did is they took about 4-5 lines for the standby, and then they would take one at a time depending on like how fast they were getting through all the line. And Peter Son was moving a little bit slower than Mark Henn because he overlapped with Mark Henn about 15 minutes. And where Mark Henn was able to get through all of the lines, even the standby, except for one line, Peter Son was not able to get through the last 2 lines, and we were in the second to the last line.
By
so
like
if
8
we wouldn't
people.
have listened to the people telling you, like, or in charge of the line, and got in line at 9:30 when we originally wanted to, we would have probably made it. So I wish they would do that a little bit different, because it was all one long big line for all of the talent signings, like kind of all day long, or at least within the like next 2 hours or so, or 3 hours, whoever you really wanted to see. And then they would come up to like certain sections and be like, anybody here for Mark Henn? Anybody here for Mark Henn? And then take you into the actual standby queue. But they also said, you know, just because we move you over to the standby queue doesn't mean you're actually going to get in there. So I wish that they would maybe do that a little bit different.
Yes.
Adventure of the year, Lonnie Smoot.
Yeah.
Yes. That was one of the highlights too. You saw the Michael G. Kino photo, but this was, you know, he was such a cool dude too. So
Yeah, and he was just taking selfies with everybody.
Yeah, and Kelly saw Kevin Feige in there, and he wanted a picture with Lenny Smoot. So it's like, of course he did. That's a Hall of Famer right there.
Yeah.
There's really nothing I can add. I mean, she said everything right. The one thing I would, like I said, they planned this thing tirelessly. They fix problems from the past, but there's always going to be new problems.
Yeah. The other thing I would do is there was a room up in the second floor that they gave to Inside Out and did like a headquarters kind of thing. I would have probably given that room all to Ravensburger and just put all those people on there. It was a big room. They could have had lines for days. Put them up in the second floor and have at it. That way you wouldn't have got shut down by the fire marshal.
And Alex, I forgot to tell you, but Juju was the moderator for the Percy Jackson Straw Hat Goofy.
Nice.
So that was awesome.
Is Jude Law there? Oh no, wait, this is Percy Jackson. Sorry.
No.
Percy Jackson. No, but
getting my children's shows mixed up.
It looks like
Toby. This is Toby.
So
Toby, what's his last name?
Is
Toby.
that Ewan McGregor?
No.
Is that guy in the front row on the left the same cat who's in Agatha?
This one?
That's Luke.
Skywalker?
No. What's his real name? I don't know his real name, but his character's name is Luke.
Yeah.
So there's one male actor in the Coven in Agatha. He kind of looked like him, but I guess
he does look like him, but it's not the same guy.
And before we close, I got one more quick little video I want to share. But one thing I think that it would be cool if they did was actually they like instantly after the expo, like in the afternoon on Monday, the next day. I haven't looked at my email, but Courtney already got a survey on how they can improve and do stuff. And I think it'd be cool if they actually got together with the fans that people that have been to multiple expos kind of give their feedback and stuff. And also people that it's their first convention. Like, was it overwhelming? Was it easy to get around? Was it, I think
because there was a lot of booths there, like, and he also had this like ultimate like pin quest thing going on, and like there was no way you were getting into those booths. They like a lot of the lines got cut off, especially on Saturday and Sunday. Oh yeah, Jon Favreau on the floor.
It's the guy from Deadpool.
Yeah.
This guy dressed up as like baby Yoda from SNL skit. The
I got
Grogu from the SNL skit.
But I mean, you look around, you really like I said, we got and somebody's like, oh, I'm a big Michael Giacchino fan. I would have never guessed, what he looked like out in the open. I'm like, well, we got help because Peter Song was doing a little Q&A, the Pixar, the animation pavilion that's mixed with Pixar and Disney. And he's like, hey, look at back there's Michael Giacchino, film composer. That's
Everybody
when
look over there. Stop looking at me.
yeah, so that's when I opened my rent and I'm like, babe, let's go. So here's the SNL Yoda from the day weekend update. And then Favreau saw him and walked right to him like, oh, we got to get a picture.
They were in line for the TVA experience. So.
Which was amazing.
That was a cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Marvel's way of showing people the Marvel costumes, screen-used costumes, including Deadpool and Wolverine. And then they had they had all the different Marvel characters, like they were in the doors. So don't go through the doors. And but the last thing was, I guess, basically Turtle Talk with Rocket.
Yeah, you could talk to Rocket.
And I mean, it was faster and more animated than Turtle Talk. So I would assume if they're going to add more to Avengers Campus, they might eventually get rid of like the animation stuff, but keep it Marvel themed because I didn't get.
I definitely think that Marvel is going to annex Hollywoodland
in the future, but I think I got video of it. I'll post it later. But no, the Rocket was on point.
Yeah, and then you got to see Rocket, and then you actually went through a door, and it ended with the Agatha costume. So that was cool.
Well, they've rumored or speculated that they could put an Iron Man coaster over where Monsters Inc. and what is that, stage 14 or
take out the stages.
The best,
they're doing nothing over there, so I'm just saying.
It would be the ultimate fan service to actually put the Iron Man thing over there.
Yeah. But what was your favorite, as we wrap up, what was your favorite on the show floor? It could be an experience or shopping or whatever.
I mean, I really enjoyed the volunteers booth. You got to, do a different thing every day, and then you got a different prize every day. And you're helping people too. Yeah. But also, I have to say I was mostly blown away by the TVA experience. I really was. That was so cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I always do the volunteers just because, it's already pre-bought for you. You're just bagging stuff for different charities each day. Then, you get a prize, but it's like you said, it's more like you're helping people out.
Yeah, you're helping the kids. Like the one we did the first day is we put books in a bag and a notebook and some crayons and, and then we got a pin that had little ears.
Yeah, the thing that sucked was the snack pack because I was hungry and I'm like, oh,
I know.
I want some snacks. I think my favorite of the experiences was the Lightstorm, the Avatar
Avatar.
walkthrough.
That was really cool too.
Yeah, it was really amazing. Plus the I'll post a picture of it real soon, but they had a beautiful little tribute to John Landau, who's a longtime producer of James Cameron, has been with him since pretty much most of his career since Titanic, maybe even before. So seeing that little plaque.
Sure, he was on Terminator as well.
Oh yeah, he was on the Terminators. Yeah, at least the second one. But he's been with them for years. I'm just scrolling here, so I'm taking my time. I'm sorry. Another one, we didn't really get a whole lot of time in there, but seeing basically the small version of the volume, which was it the Stagecraft? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the ILM Stagecraft.
Yeah, so
they
I showed
brought a mini volume to the expo floor. So
which that thing was so like HD. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah,
and
posted a cool video in there.
Yeah, and so I showed the video earlier, just a quick little pan video.
So the video you showed was of it. Richard posted the video that they take of you in it, and it looked like he was in a Star Wars. It was wild. He was like walking around an Imperial hangar.
Yeah, and Sarah took a picture, meet up with Nubs from the Young Jedi, and so the whole background was the entire animated Jedi Temple, but the picture came out really weird. This is the back of it, of the screen, so you see how crazy detailed it is over there. But that was really cool. They saw Quill catch on fire.
Yeah, he started smoking.
I'm almost done here. I'm just looking for that plaque, but a lot of the the show floor is just amazing. They had the Hulu.
And then we did some shopping. We went to the Thomas Kincaid booth, and I went to Rock Love. So everybody's there. They got something for everybody.
They even had, which was under. This was the backside of AWA.
That was water. That was real running water.
So one thing I felt bad for that I was actually excited was the ESPN college football area, because they announced it as, if you're a college football fan and a Marvel Comics fan, this is where you're going to want to be. And we get there, it was pretty much like that if you were a fan of the SEC teams. So but they had really cool like Marvel covers that represented old covers. I have a video of it.
Wolverine, right?
What was that?
The Michigan Wolverine. I think I saw a picture of that.
Yeah, they had a few, and I took that for my my football coach because he's a big Wolverine, a Michigan fan. But it was all SEC teams, but you got a small little poster of each of one of the covers, and but one of the covers, the only one that was like local, was a Trojans versus LSU.
Couldn't get a Howard the Duck, Oregon Ducks?
That's what I was hoping for, because I'm like, oh, if they got a duck, I want it.
Yeah, that was the picture I saw.
Yeah, then we did get a picture today. I gotta go backwards. So sometimes these upload funny. Oh, we saw Jack Sparrow. We're queued up. The new host of Good Morning America.
Yep. Maybe you just took a picture of that one.
Yeah, I'll finish it up here. Like sometimes. Oh well, but we got I think a replica of the national championship trophy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, of course. Good friend and guest of the show, Shane Grammer, ran into him on the last day. So, believe it or not, he's actually taller than that. He was bending over a little bit. So, but no. So, Ryan, any luck with a hot toy?
I was just sitting in my cart. I was just trying to keep up. When you guys talk about stuff, I just keep trying to Google it. So if anyone has questions.
Nice.
Yeah, well, my favorite on the show floor was the Ravensburger clusterfuck. And I have to make sure to pay tribute to Courtney for jumping out of line and jumping in line and blessing me with this beautiful D23 Sorcerer Mickey promo. Look at her shine. Ooh.
She's very shiny. You're welcome.
Beautiful card.
I don't play, so.
Well, this one probably won't play either, but I'm very excited to have it in the collection. It's gorgeous. What they've been doing with that game is great. And obviously, those of you who follow and listen to us here know we're into it. And we're going to keep bringing you more content. So, I'm very happy to have that. And from everything you say about being at this convention, I just value the time you took to get that. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll be there next time, Alex.
I know, man. I said that last time.
And
I did not say that last time, so I'm going to just do it this time.
Technically, I was almost there.
And I mean, you guys know we're big Lorcana fans. We do Lorcana based episodes, and we really haven't talked too much about it on this episode because we are going to invite back our good friend, now not the Lorcana luminary, but you'll know her as Rebecca Quest on she's changed her handle, but same fun channel. But we're actually going to do a bonus episode real soon. Not really talking about the new series so much, but just basically D23 Lorcana, because it happened all week. It happened even past the week. By the time we got to Downtown Disney, all the boosters were gone. I got two of the starter packs, but so we're going to dive deep.
But I did see she got to go to the panel and the signing, so I bet she's going to have lots of stories from that for you guys.
Yeah, and her and her son were even hanging out with some of the bigwigs the night before and got a little preview packs of, which is always cool when you get that the day before. So
yeah.
So this was the photo op. So we actually got in line. A quick little story before we end, but when we got there Saturday after the big cluster, this is cool. I thought it was like Loki's spear, but this was one of the
that's the one that Mickey's holding in.
Yeah,
I think the first chapter on the opening set.
Yeah. So after the big cluster, I'm like, well, she was going to get in line for Peter's song. I was going to go straight to Ravensburger to get the promo card. And they're like, so we get there and they're like, well, we're only doing the photo op right now. We're going to do the promos. We're going to give those away at 5. We leave well before 5 to get to the Honda Center to drop our bags off at the hotel, which was close, then get on the shuttles. And all day
you couldn't take anything with you to the Honda Center.
So all day I was contemplating. I'm like, so late in the day, I decided to give Courtney my backpack, and I was going to get in line to get the promos, which would have been just me. So unfortunately, it would have been just me getting the card and a pin. But I'm like, I just really wanted. I knew I had no chance for the set, and it was just bonkers. I just wanted the promo, and so I was going to do that to meet them at the Honda Center. And then, so like we said earlier, she was in line for the Her New Universe girls.
The girls crew. Yeah.
Girls crew jewelry, which was around the corner from Ravensburg. And I saw people getting handed gold shiny pins and cards. I'm like, ran back to where she's at. I'm like, babe, they're giving it. So she, like Alex said, Courtney, with no fuss, jumps out of the line.
I pivoted.
We got in the line, we got in the switchback, and got our.
It went really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem was.
but this was about 1:30 before our Percy Jackson. Yeah. So they told us 5, and then they opened it up. So
yeah.
But
the thing is I think because the fire marshal closed them down the first day because the line got too long, that like they had to close it down and like let the lines clear out before they were allowed to like have another line again or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I just know the fire marshal closed them down, and then security got real tight around that booth all day long. So
what the heck?
And real tight to Ryan's face. Yeah, security. So security, like they had like Secret Service like security around that booth all weekend long after the fire marshal closed them down that first morning. And also to get the D23 exclusive set, they started passing out wristbands at 5 a.m. when the convention center opened for you to wait for the show floor. So if you didn't have a wristband, you couldn't get in line for that set.
And this all in comparison to what did the Lorcana booth look like 2 years ago, Joe? How many people were there for that?
There, you know what? There was a lot of people, but nothing like this. I mean,
right? Yeah. At least they didn't get shut down before.
Well,
that's why I say like they could have put them up on that second floor. I know you would rather have them like out and be seen on the show floor, but you could have put them in that room on the second floor and just have them have the entire room to themselves.
Well, you could have done that and have the Ravensburger booth, because like Courtney said earlier, they were doing Shimmering Skies, which is a new set, the new pre-order for the new Villains game, which has a big following for that, and also the new board game, Alex. You know what's it called?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
The Gateway. The Gateway. Oh no, the lighting one.
Starlight Valley.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. So they could have done a full like Ravensburger. Yeah, this is us and puzzles and stuff. But if you want the Lorcana stuff being released today,
go up to the second
upstairs.
floor.
But
do you have access to a map of where everybody is before you go in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the app, which is great, you can highlight some of the stuff you want to do, but they have a show floor map on the app, and it really does help. But also when you're going through security, you have a physical map that's pretty big. And so, I mean, it's not huge, but it's easy to see, bigger than the screen where everything is, floors and stuff. So
I'm imagining the chaos of everybody running in blind, trying to figure out where the booths they're looking for are.
Well, I heard the booth got destroyed a little bit, and that's why the show floor opened up a little late, because they were trying to fix everything because people were just running to it. I think that's part of the reason why the fire marshal shut everything down. But maybe Rebecca has a little bit more light on that situation when you guys talk to her.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because all I heard was the booth got destroyed and the fire marshal shut them down. And like literally whenever you went over to that booth, like the line seemed empty, but that's because they were only allowing people with wristbands in there. And then they had the promo card and pin line with the photo op, which they learned from last year, that because I think you had to go through the regular buying line to buy something to get the promo card.
Well,
and
you went through the it's just a little maze of the artwork. They actually handed you the card and pin before it, then you went through the line, but it was like a quarter of the size that was there. And I think other booths got kind of like clipped too by people. And I was telling Alex on the drive home, where it was like on the corner of a walkway intersection where they're cycling people through, but it was so packed that they were like in the animation corner and blocking other corners of Disney music and all that stuff. So they're like, yeah. And Courtney heard one of I call them the mafia security, like the ones watching Favreau. Like he went to one of the guys running the entrance. He's like, close it right now. Like, stern.
Yeah, because there was a little line forming, just a small one, like right next to the black line. And it was just a little bit deep, and they weren't like out in the middle of the walkway, but they were close to the black line that like by the end of it. And the guy was like, shut it down now. And tell them to leave. They cannot be here. So they were not letting the line go out of the switchbacks.
Yeah. But
because
like I said,
what happened?
Well, there's a whole lot to digest on this. So like I said, when we get Rebecca, we'll see if she has the skinny on what happened. But yeah, I knew this was going to be a loaded show. I love it. I know Courtney's going to be part of the Walt's apartment breakdown. I'll be at practice, so I won't be able to do it. But before we end this one, D23 2026, they come to all of us individually.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to see? Either on the show floor, a big time presentation, or just a regular fan presentation? You get to choose what it is. I'm still throwing you on the bus, Ryan. I'm going with you first. What do you want to see?
King Thanos Avengers Campus hot toy.
Yeah.
Fair. Would you pay? How much would you pay for it?
$550.
Okay.
And it's a bigger figure.
Oh, it's going to be huge. They had the scale figurine that not like a detail, but more like a cardboard cutout. But Courtney got a picture
cardboard.
It was taller than the.
I come up to his knee. I come up to his knee.
He was
going to be epic.
He was taller than the Avatar characters. What about you, Alex? What would you suggest they do?
I mean, 2026 DCA is going to be Walcott. So I'm hoping that like you guys say, we're getting some announcements for Disneyland 75th anniversary, or at least. Improvements. I don't need the People Mover. The People Mover's in Florida. It's cool, but I love the People Mover like many other people. And I believe that it would be worth the 1 to 2 years of shutting down Tomorrowland to bring that back to its natural state. The kinetic energy, everything. It's just, it's funny how simple it is to just see a car moving on a track and how much that brings to standing in a location.
That kinetic energy, like you're saying.
But so much of it now at this point is nostalgia for a lot of us on the West Coast. And it makes it such a great thing when we see it on the East Coast. Again, I trust in Imagineering. I'm really encouraged by what I saw through you guys and through the internet for what they did at the Honda Center. And I know whatever they roll out is going to be awesome. And it's going to be a tough act to follow. So they're going to have to bring out even more. So I'm excited for that.
I think that they're up to the challenge too. So
yeah, absolutely.
Courtney, what would you like to see? Or what would you come up?
Since the Disney Channel panel didn't pan out the way we thought it was going to, because we thought it was going to be more old school Disney, like DComs and stuff like that. I would like a panel about DComs. Disney Channel original movies like Brink and Halloween Town and Xenon and Smart House. Yeah. Get all the DCOM, celebrities together, they're all out there. They're willing to go on these podcasts to talk about them. Get them all in a panel. We want to hear the stories from the DComs. So I think they need a Disney Channel original movie panel.
That would be cool.
High School Musical.
I didn't have the time to think of what's going to be celebrating milestone anniversaries in 26, but
yeah.
So
I mean, they did have 30 years of Toy Story this year, so they do like celebrating milestones, especially in those the smaller panels.
I know they've done like Goofy movie panels and all kinds of fun stuff.
There was one this time about the behind the scenes making of it, but it was at 5 p.m. and conflicted with the Honda Center, so I didn't get to go to it.
So I did spring of that. I mean, Animation Pavilion did have this little marquee up with a screen showing all the fives that we have. Yes,
they know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. They listen to the podcast and listen to our anniversary show. So mine, I don't think will be much of a surprise. What I would love to see a panel for, and I know throughout leading up to this D23, I was talking about John Williams legend and all this John Williams, and I'm always up for John Williams. 2026, Michael Giacchino concert.
Absolutely.
Because you got Marvel, you got Pixar, you got Disney, you got Star Wars, you got parks, Disney legend as well.
Yes.
But an actual Giacchino concert would be awesome.
I mean, they've done an Alan Menken concert, and they did have the Disney Princess concert this year, so it's not out of the zeitgeist. So
yeah, and I think he would. I mean, he was. Yeah, we got a picture with him, but when we went to the Inside Out thing, he also walked into the Inside Out little headquarters, and because his wife wanted to make a friendship bracelet.
Yeah,
and I was like, "That's Michael Giacchino," while music of Michael Giacchino is playing in the background. That was pretty awesome. So, no, I think. Oh man, again, Sean, I love you, Big Papa Disney, says no way people could talk about D23 for 3 hours. We did it leading up to it. We almost did it.
We did it Sunday night too. So.
and it was skywalking. If you haven't listened, you want to hear some more really in-depth boots on the ground talk. We did our annual recap with Skywalking Through Neverland. Normally, Richard and Sarah will gather a team and do it after every day. But with the way the Honda Center was, it was just too impossible.
It just wasn't possible.
Yeah, so we did a full episode brought to you by the Beers of Noble Ale Works for that recording. So look for that on YouTube or a podcast. This will be out. Let us know what you guys think. It was a great time. Walt's Apartment will be doing a breakdown too. So we got you guys covered on D23 conversations. And what's left to do is, all right, let's start planning for the next one. So
exactly.
But no, it's cool. Back. And a lot of it, I mean, it was cool that Alex, you guys were able to do so much of the pre-23 stuff. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And
because we were not able to do that. So,
Well, yeah, I couldn't have imagined trying to be out there for the week doing all that. You want your juices running on Friday and not on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ryan's cart fingers ready to push.
I think you should have pushed it already with all this talk.
It isn't going to be there anymore. You act like it's just going to be waiting in your cart.
I know. I want to get my Survivor Series ticket first because that's going to be hella expensive. So I want to see how much I have left over.
And shout out, and I was going to share it with you guys, but Alex beat me to it. But Beeline Creative got WWE mugs coming, so be on the lookout for those. But while Ryan's contemplating what he's going to buy on the cart here, Alex, we would love to shout out our legends. Let's do that one more time. I will cue the music here.
Yeah, the DU Legends ceremony every other week here on the Disney Universe podcast. We couldn't do it without these legendary patrons of the Disney Universe. They keep us going, and that's why we always got to show love to Superfan Jen, Florida Jen, my amigo Alfredo. We got Sasquatch, Big Papa Sass, Big Papa Disney as well, Sean, John Z, my baseball buddy. What do we got? Wedge Antilles and Tyler, of course. Big Papa Bags over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, not only you guys get those Lorcana cards, I put in a little gift packy for you too. So
yeah, patreon.com/DU crew to find out how to be a Disney Universe legend like those legends, massive ledge, as they say across the pond.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for listening to the super loaded breakdown debriefing show of D23. Our next show, I believe, are we getting ready for the parks draft, or is that
we're getting ready to draft? It may be the next one, and maybe the one after. But we'll talk about
somewhere we are going to have, because we're going off schedule. I kind of pulled this audible earlier today. We're going to get that bonus episode with Rebecca, talk a little bit more about D23 and Lorcana, and that'll be a fun one. September, I believe we will actually start getting to our bonus episodes for our patrons. So because there's lots
three foodie guides to talk about. The three foodie guides drop.
Yeah, and I know, and
one of them doesn't really count. But
that barbecue.
No, there's one for I guess the Mexican restaurant in DCA, and like it's nothing new. They just dropped a foodie guide with the same food menu.
I don't care.
Are they familiar?
Maybe I can't think anymore.
Yeah, it's just a link within the Halloween foodie guide. But I know we're not East Coasters. They just drop food and wine over there.
Yes. So. I was too scared to look because then I'd want to go, so I didn't look.
Yeah.
And have fun at your Halloween parties in 100-degree muggy weather.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And where Neverland Clubhouse is going to Oogie Boogie on September 19th. So, or 18th.
We'll be there.
Whatever that Thursday is, the 18th, I think.
I think my birthday is the 18th. Yeah.
You're not sure when your birthday is?
Well, no, like the date, Joey. No, the 18th is a Wednesday. You're going on the thing.
Okay, so the 19th is okay.
Isn't your birthday in November?
No, we're just going in November because I wanted to go celebrate my birthday at Christmas time. But I will also be there on my birthday on the 18th.
I'm not saying happy birthday.
That's okay. You don't have to.
We can't go for your birthday in November if your birthday's in September.
Well, also there's like a lot of like little cousin kids that are coming that they'll right at the start of beginning of school.
You go for Courtney's birthday in November, but
what day is your birthday?
We'll plan this later. I gotta go.
Mine's the actual is the 15th.
15th.
November 15th.
You celebrate Christmas in the Haunted Mansion holiday like the rest of us do in the middle of August.
You know what? Haunted Mansion holiday is already there, so we're already celebrating Halloween and Christmas.
Teasing him because he wants to celebrate Christmas at his birthday.
Joey's looking at the clock.
Oh no, I thought my door opened.
It did. That's the one behind you.
Yeah, shut up. Man, that gingerbread house though. Damn,
that was awesome.
It's one of the best ones.
Red House.
But no,
okay, we go.
I want to thank you guys.
We're gonna hit 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Exactly. But I want to thank you guys for listening or watching. And I know we usually do a little around this time, blah blah blah. But I'm just gonna say thank you guys. Thank you everybody for the birthday wishes and everybody that was on the screen and even not on the screen for making my birthday super awesome. Sorry, Ryan. Yes, I'm just gonna. Here we go.
At least Ryan said happy birthday.
Everybody on the screen, thank you guys for. No, he said happy birthday, sexy. So
yeah.
But and all our listeners, super fan Jen again, awesome hanging out with you.
I'll
guys.
meet you one day.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll be back next in a couple of weeks. So
Next time.
Maybe we'll try this. You guys say something though after. Until next time. I don't know.
May the force be with you.
See you in 2026.
Or hopefully before.
Disneyland didn't get anything.
They got enough.
Good night, everybody.